gonna do us a fake Southern accent, just like No Comment Chick does. She does that fake Southern accent. Hey, Alpha Wolf.
Like a statement.
Are you an alpha wolf? He's an alpha wolf.
Fact, right? If you're a fact, right?
What heat circles am I in?
I don't know.
I'll give you an example.
If you're watching me on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment. I do answer those, and sometimes I answer them in a sassy way. I'm going to talk to you about some drama that went on the Hippy Dippy. So the Hippy Dippy was scheduled to have Keffals in it, right? Keffals, not somebody that does debates, not somebody that's part of the debate scene, somebody that's done a lot for trans rights. Because Keffals has faced a lot of criticism, a lot of it from really bad intentioned people, right? You saw what the Sleepy thread that got posted, right? And the whole smear that was attempted about the Catboy Ranch and all that kind of stuff, right? So Keffals is dealing with a lot of criticism. One of the people that showed up to give Keffals advice of how to deal with criticism is Vaush. And Vaush's take on criticism is you never apologize. Now, when you're getting criticism from Flamenco and Sleepy, you should probably not apologize to them, right? That's probably a bad idea. I think I made an apology to Sleepy, and she absolutely tried to use it against me, right? So that's the kind of person she is. So Vaush's advice, I guess it holds when you're talking about right-wingers. There's also people in Keffals' community that are upset by some other things. I think she, when she went after Tim Pool, part of the criticism was about his, receding hairline. A lot of trans women don't appreciate that kind of criticism, even if it's given to Tim Pool. And so there were some people upset with that. So what I'm trying to tell you is that Keffals is dealing with a lot, okay? Somebody's shown up to offer her advice, and that's Vaush, and she's taking that advice, right? Vaush is also the guest host of the Hippy Dippy last week, right? So Dylan Burns wanted to maybe get in on the action. That's understandable, right? It's really boring to be a panel host. I've done it myself. It's kind of boring, especially when, everybody else has shit takes and you got something that you want to say, right? So Dylan did the switcheroo where Vaush is the moderator and Dylan's on the panel. Vaush, I think probably because Vaush was the moderator and Keffals and Vaush have a relationship, Keffals agreed to go on with Vaush. This was all good up until maybe an hour before the actual event, at which point Keffals talked to somebody to confirm, who am I going on with? What are the details, right? Two of the names that Keffals was hit with were Sonsoy and Stardust, okay? Sonsoy and Stardust, and we know them, we've watched them, right? These are two people that are interacting with a lot of hard right people. Like when I say Twitch has got a problem with platforming the extreme right, those are the people I'm talking about. And not only that, Sonsoy and Stardust have a relationship with somebody named Flamenco. Flamenco is a sussy baka. Flamenco is part of that Kentucky Fried website that I always allude to, right? That harassment website, the Kentucky Fried one. Flamenco's been going after Keffals. Flamenco has been trying to hurt Keffals and her community. So Keffals didn't want to go on with Sonsoy and Stardust. Was it an ambush attempt? Maybe. That would be really ironic considering that Dylan kind of cry-bullied me about supposedly ambushing him, even though he was the one who wanted to come on and he was just mad that I was, disagreeing with his platforming choice, and so he wanted to come on to shut me down. And, he kind of got his nose shoved into the dirt, right? As well he should, because he didn't know what he was talking about, right? He wasn't thinking about issues of platforming because his mind is all on his money. His mind is all on clicks. His mind is on his career. He's not thinking about that stuff, right? I tried to point it out to him and he had a really bad reaction. So yeah, this is a complicated situation, and just understand that, Keffals is under a lot of stress. There's a bigger streamer that's offering to give her advice, and she's taking that advice. She's taking a lot of advice from Vaush. I'm not super thrilled with that, but she did have the wherewithal to cancel that Hippy Dippy appearance, and I think that was a great move on her part. So all kinds of drama has started now. All kinds of drama. Ended up being just a shit show anyway, but it was a shit show without Keffals, and whoever in Keffals' community let her know that was going on, thank you. I don't want to see Keffals get ambushed. I don't know if that's what was going on, but it could have been. Yeah, Sonsoy and Stardust are extremely hostile to Keffals, and there's no reason that she should go on with them. We can talk more about the Vaush thing later. That's where we're at right now. So Keffals, declined the invitation, did not go on the Hippy Dippy. Probably a good idea, just because, if you know Dylan Burns and you know the people that are on the Hippy Dippy, you know how that Twitch politics in general has been changing, right? It's not a good fit for Keffals. it wasn't a good idea. I think the only reason she probably took it is because Vaush was on there, and maybe she sees Vaush as an ally now, which, like I said, we'll talk about that later, okay? We've got a lot to discuss.
You pretty much go after everybody who has wrongthink, but it has been kind of nice recently watching you devour each other.
As we all know that 1984 was just about communism, right? That's what Orwell was concerned with, just the excesses of communism, not anything else.
Because you ran out of conservatives to eat.
BPF, okay, he can't answer. He's not actually here, chat. I just want to ask him, though, who got ate? Who got devoured?
Vaush at a point got devoured by the left for...
Vaush got devoured? Okay, so he's partially digested, I guess.
Kissing the ass of the transgender community on Twitch.
Vaush, you didn't kiss my ass enough! Vaush!
Vaush, you were...
okay.
You said something
What did Vaush get in trouble for? Do you even know?
They got mad at you for that.
You said a slur, baddie boy.
You guys are eating each other, which is good for us. So no, I don't
Wait. Wait a minute, Scary Terry. If you're telling me that I shouldn't cancel Sussy Bakas, why would you, my enemy, tell me this good advice? How stupid do you think I am? I'm supposed to think that you have my best interest in hand, even though our interests are antithetical. How dumb do you take me for?
Makes me happy, but that's my take.
Wait, but why are you being so damn helpful?
Chud Logic, take it away.
Oh God.
If anything, it's not toxic enough.
Fix your VTuber. Oh my God, this is
Twitch
uncanny
is one of the
valley.
most sanitized spaces online these days, especially with the introduction of the hateful conduct and harassment policy. You get banned for very minimal efforts now, which is kind of sad.
Do you see the uncanny valley?
Look
at this.
That Twitch politics is as
It's
toxic
disturbing.
as you want it to be.
Legit.
You can either engage in like the debates and the drama and shit like that,
And Chud, I'm as toxic as you want me to be too.
or you can't, and you can go
Just
and
so
do
you
your
know.
own thing, and that's up to you. So Twitch politics really is as toxic as you want it to be, to your own standards.
Dylan.
As to the question of if Twitch politics is too toxic,
Is it too
I guess it
spicy?
depends on what you mean by like toxic, right?
Where's the nuance,
For
though?
me,
Where's the nuance?
Toxicity is like a few things. It's how you engage with others and like the type of content you put out, right? I think the type of content Twitch politics put out is really, really, really cool, but I also feel that a lot of times when the news cycle is dry and there isn't a lot to talk about, or if there is stuff to talk about, it isn't the stuff that say that maybe as a Twitch politics streamer you're not an expert in, that people, will go digging for what they can to make ends meet, which is perfectly reasonable. Other communities do this as well, but I think a lot of times it
so
means
defensive.
that we'll take certain dramas that don't really need as
So
much
defensive.
attention as it needs, or isn't that entertaining actually, or isn't really worth it, and then we'll grab onto
Oh my God,
it, and
thank you,
that'll be the
Buffy.
content
Yeah, thank
the
you for
week.
making that
And
thread.
even if maybe should have produced content for 1 day or 2 days, it can keep going, right? This kind of goes into the second topic a little bit. I think that sometimes Twitch politics talks about issues that I don't think is really the type of content and like conversations we engage with are just not necessary. You guys remember the General Strike Summit? There were actual people who went on to the General Strike Summit and talked about unionizing and all this other stuff, but all they remembered was at this union event, there was somebody who went on and started complaining about Hasanabi at an event where they were supposed to be talking about labor organizing. And that becomes what everybody remembers because it was not a productive thing to do. It was something
60
that was
seconds.
Hey, thank you for having me here. I'm excited.
I just wanted to point out that Dylan has been a panel host consecutively for like more than 2 years now. This is the level of professionalism that we're dealing with. He can't even handle the back and forth, right? These are the people that are supposed to be professionals. The reason that you're going to see so much amateur hour on this is because it's not about how good somebody is as a speaker. It's not about how good somebody is as a streamer. It's about the relationships that they manage, including the relationships with the right wingers. That's what kind of puts you at the center of the nexus. That's what gives you the views, your ability to, bow down to the perverse incentives. In a lot of ways, as far as the success goes, Twitch selects for some of the worst people, right? And Dylan's a great example of that, right?
I think people trying to deplatform each other or crying about someone else's content and taking action and trying to get them removed is some bullshit. And I think as far as it not being toxic enough, just look at no further than Vaush not restreaming here. He's perfectly capable of, But I'm guessing, I haven't talked to Vaush about it, but I'm guessing that Twitch is just too soft and he feels that he can't say everything he wants to say on here. So I don't know if he'll have a chance to weigh in on that, but I'm glad people are moving over to YouTube because I think the chat over there is freer, and I have to check more and more what I say, even with my wholesome self in these Twitch channels. So I think this space is soft and people need to get thicker skin.
Sounds like a crybully.
All right. Strongly worded. Rhizome, hit us up.
Yeah, I mean, I largely agree with IRI. I think that the complaints that people have about the space being toxic are largely dealt with tools on the platform. Like hate raids can be dealt with just putting your chat in sub only mode.
Oh, can they now? Danabo, do you find this funny, what Rhizome's saying right here? I mean, I know you're doing laundry and everything, but I just find this hilarious, right? Like, right? So Rhizome's experience is that hate raids are manageable. And like, why would anybody have trouble with them? Danabo might know better than a lot of other people what kind of trouble I've had with hate raids. Like, no matter what kind of tools you use on Twitch, there is no tool to stop people from making an account called nocommentchick is a poopy butt and going over and harassing people and saying, I'm nocommentchick, which most people should take as, okay, so the one person we know it's not is nocommentchick because they're saying they're nocommentchick, right? And why would nocommentchick do this? But then you run into one of my enemies and they're like, oh yeah, that's definitely nocommentchick. They said they were nocommentchick. That's clearly oh, look, and they're in my DMs saying the N-word. Oh, nocommentchick saying the N-word and sexually harassing me in my DMs. You get like disingenuous, dishonest, scumbag people basically working with the trolls to help them hit their target, right? This is collusion. Mick Zenith, DJ Mule, I'm looking at you. You fucking colluded with Zonia in going after me, and I don't appreciate it. Lapidus3 says that he's moderated while in Europe before. It's just for views and for ratings. Okay, so it's just to have something different, Maybe also because Dylan wants to jump into the fray, because like I said, being a panel host, it's really boring. It's really, really boring. And if your panel's not good, oh my God, you're just sitting there listening to all these horrible takes, and you've got no way to clap back at anything. So
just down to
I understand that.
Are looking for Twitch to kind of protect them from worldviews that they don't like. In the case of Sonsoy, right, he had Gayfest try to take down his channel with the quote that like
it's pronounced Sonsoy.
He doesn't even care how tenuous the link is for the reason that they're reporting it. It's just that they view Sonsoy as a threat, but like he's this Nazi dude and that's it. He needs to go down. So I think that that's potentially more harmful than anything happening on the platform, especially when it's just somebody posting spicy memes on Twitter.
Well, the troll will never stop, but I'm never going to stop pointing out the connection between the troll and Zonia, and the fact that for all we know, that is Zonia behind that account, right?
All right, thank you.
So yeah,
And
you want to keep on
speaking
ruining
of the man himself,
your
Sonsoy.
reputation, bitch. Keep playing. And I'll keep calling you out. Because I know who you are.
Everybody's definition of toxic is going to be relative, right? I think that what a lot of people see as just being kind of aggressive or maybe confrontational.
Oh yeah, I actually
to
do
other
that.
people is just
well, maybe that's why I have so much trouble on Twitch, right? Because I like Institute. I think yeah, you have to have phone verification to be in my channel on Twitch.
Pure toxicity, just the worst thing ever, and it
Tim,
needs to be banned or
I'm tired of you. Ban Tim.
like thrown off of the platform. I think that I don't know if I
Get the
would
fuck
say
out of
that
here.
We need more toxicity in this space.
Get the fuck out of here.
More like healthy conflict, right? People able to actually engage with each other, maybe even in a confrontational way, without losing their fucking minds about it. That's what my line is, right? If people are actually going to go out of their way to create like
Don't
mass
care,
harassment campaigns,
didn't
mass
ask,
flagging
GTFO.
campaigns, you know, taking their harassment off the platform of Twitch to smaller communities on Twitter or in Discord groups that are conspiring to mass report people or to harass people. That's what I would consider toxic. And does Twitch have that? Yes, in some smaller communities there is that, but by and large, I don't think that Twitch politics is nearly too toxic to engage in now.
Now, here's an interesting thing, okay? So some of the toxicity, right? Now this isn't. We're not talking about my hate raiders, who we kind of know, who that is. We know who's behind that, right? We know we've got a very short list of people involved with the no comment chick hate rating, right? But apart from that, a lot of the hate rating is coming from Cozy TV. Cozy TV is like a right-wing streaming platform, and they've been targeting Twitch streamers lately and coming over and messing with people's streams. So if you are Sonsoy and you are Stardust, then you are having streamers and content creators that they're friendly with on. So Sonsoy, you're not getting bothered by the hard right because you are doing work for the hard right. You are helping the hard right. You are platforming the hard right. Same thing with Stardust. She literally said, well, if you don't want to have trouble with groypers, you might not want to talk shit about them. Stardust, you're in a position as a supposed left-wing streamer where you can't talk shit about Nick Fuentes and his movement. Oh no, because you got to have him on your platform, right? So these are people that platform Nick Fuentes. These are people that platform Flamenco. Of course, they're not going to have trouble. Of course, they're not going to have trouble with.
And to cap it off, Stardust, please hit us up.
Yeah. So back to what Sansa was saying, it seems that we all have very different opinions of of different types of toxicity. I would say Twitch politics is toxic, but not in the way that other communities are online, and not in the way that you would expect.
Also, I want to point out that even though I'm a streamer who's dealt with a lot of drama, I don't think I have ever name checked somebody on a panel the way that IRI just did. IRI was just like, yeah, the way that Gayfesh came after you, Sonsoy, you poor victim. No, dude, that's just like bringing drama onto a panel. That's gross. What is this shit anyway? What is this garbage, Dylan?
As somebody who
also
engages with
IRI
other communities online, they engage in.
Can we say that IRI?
A different type of toxicity. The way that Twitch politics is uniquely toxic is in the cry bullying, tone policing, talking down way.
Okay, so I see. It's not the right wingers. It's not the groypers. It's the SJWs. It's the woke scolds. It's the Tinder queers. It's the Tinder queers that's where the toxicity comes from. The cry bullying.
It's toxic in what feels very insidious. If you think you've taken all precautions to not offend someone, someone's offended. If you make your channel decisions yourself, somebody's mad that you didn't consult them first. If you talk to certain people in a somewhat civil tone, people accuse you of being a fascist and a Nazi. It doesn't matter if you're part of a marginalized group or not. I gotta say, dude, it's some fucking bullshit. I agree with IRI. I think that people maybe. It's so weird because I consider that toxicity, but I think people are a little bit too soft here. How are you going to engage with other people and share ideas and have a conversation?
This is so pedantic.
If I'm not even allowed to talk to somebody without consulting 3 people before, it's ridiculous. Also, in response to Andrew did make a decent point about the left eating itself.
Hey, listen.
However, I would also say the left.
We always got to acknowledge when a fascist makes a decent point. Good on you, Stardust. Good on you.
And the right are very polarized right now, and we can definitely see the right eating itself as well. So.
Okay,
Alrighty.
Stardust. Okay.
With everyone's
buddy.
Opening statements put forward, we'll now move to general discussion on the topic, to whatever disagreements we have.
Where do the disagreements really lie there? That's my first question.
Well, I mean, I've got something to throw in there. I've actually got an
where's
example
the nuance,
of toxicity
okay? Where's the nuance?
Discuss. That happened recently. So obviously, Big Papa Fascist and Dylan had a conversation. At a certain point, Rhizome interjected to make some points, apparently, of his own accord. However, it transpired later that Dylan had actually put Rhizome up to it. And he didn't clarify that. His chat thought
calling
Rhizome was a
Dylan
dickhead,
out.
but
Interested.
it was Dylan's doing that happened. And I don't think Big Papa Fascist knew that that was the case either. So maybe we can clear that up now.
Oh, well, gee, I'm so shocked. You're telling me that a leftist set me up. I'm so shocked. You're telling me that I wasn't supposed to know that if I went on Dylan's channel, even if I had a nice conversation with him, that there wouldn't be a setup? Well, I mean, you must be talking to the wrong guy, because that's just how it works.
I think Rhizome feels set up too.
Dylan, go ahead.
Okay. So I was a while ago, and I'm not gonna whine. I'm not a fucking victim, right? But a while ago, a Big Papa Fascist, said something about my suicide attempt being fake, and he said that I'm not like I faked my homosexuality or I faked my my sexuality or whatever, right? And so I messaged Rhizome while I was talking to Big Papa Fascist, trying to figure out like, how the fuck do I actually work this into the conversation? Because I was
Well,
being really
you just ask, and you don't be like a passive aggressive wuss about it. That's how you
Hold
work
on.
it in.
Let Dylan continue.
Okay, so yeah, this is the thing. Like, okay, so Dylan has real life events come up for him at times that appear convenient, right? Now, is it right to deduce from that Dylan's faking those life events? No, right? Because even if he is, let's say that 9 out of 10 of life events that Dylan has, he's overblowing it or something like that. He's using it to slither away, right? Let's say that that's happening, and then the next thing happens, like something bad happens to Dylan, some family event or some kind of issue with his health, right? And you say this is fake. What if you're wrong this time? What if this time it's real? How bad are you gonna feel, right? Now, I don't like Dylan. Dylan's done a lot of bad stuff for me, but one thing that I don't want to do is call Dylan out for faking, real life events that maybe he didn't fake. And since I don't live Dylan's life, I don't know what's real and what's fake, honestly, and it doesn't really matter to me. So yeah, that was really kind of, I really don't like it when people have a go at Dylan's mental health, when people have a go at Dylan's at Dylan's sexuality and stuff like that, right? Like, we got to have some bounds of reasons, right? And that's the difference between me and some other streamers, right? Is that although I will go full force in taking down my enemies and putting their nose in the dirt, I know where to stop. I'm not going to make fun of somebody's, hairline. I'm not going to make fun of, somebody's mental health, right? That's just not me. And I wish it wasn't, the rest of these sussy bakas either. I'm saying sussy baka a whole lot, chat. I'm trying to retire it. Eventually, we're going to retire the word. I know I say sussy baka too much. We got to find a new word to replace it, though. That's the thing.
I was having a very polite conversation with you back and forth, Big Papa Fat. It's kind of hard to transition from, hey, we're talking about the space, to, hey, remember that time you accused me of faking my suicide attempt? It's kind of like a hard transition to make in a conversation, right? Like, it's not.
Just be honest.
Like
you wanted the drama. Just be fucking honest about it, mate.
Vaush should take over.
Just be honest.
Let Dylan finish the point, and then you
Vaush
can
should
all
take
interject.
Look, you can say it was for the drama because
true.
I wanted to bring it up. I think you can say that I thought the conversation was boring and I kind of wanted to talk about that, but I also didn't want it because I didn't know how to make the transition in the conversation too. Yeah, it was two things.
Okay.
Oh, wait a second. Go
Wait,
ahead, Vaush, sorry.
to make sure.
What a shit show.
Andrew,
what a
did you want
shit
to follow
show.
that?
This is so unprofessional.
Yeah, so I mean, it's very typical.
Chat, Bird Brains, my stream that I don't do anymore because I got blacklisted by these assholes, right? You know that one, right? I mean, I would never flex Bird Brains and say Bird Brains is a great example of a super professional, well put together show. No, Bird Brains was like flying by the seat of my pants half the time, right? But I don't think I was ever this bad. Like, this is amateur hour here. I feel like Dylan has regressed since I've watched the Hippy Dippy the last time, which was a long time ago. It's gotten worse, right? I don't know. Do we blame Vaush for that? Do we blame Dylan? Who do we blame? Danabo. We'll blame Danabo.
Right?
We blame
Most
Danabo for
leftists are very
everything.
passive-aggressive
Just kidding, Danabo.
and confrontation
Just kidding.
avoidant. Not all of them, like Chud Logic up there, who eats big
Logic.
purple fishes.
Oh,
He's not confrontation avoidant, so you can kind of give the blue-haired guy that, right? But a lot of these guys, they're pretty confrontation avoidant. They don't really want to, go at you on various issues, especially since oftentimes they get destroyed on those issues and they look stupid. Far easier for them to farm drama than actually discuss political issues or their political takes on things.
Oh yeah, thank you,
especially if you've
Yokio.
already been
Meow
in
meow
debates
meow.
with them and just absolutely destroyed them. They get upset by that type of thing. So it's almost like
I
revenge
know, right?
porn for
Danabo.
leftists, right? And just farm up
Danabo.
some drama, or we'll dogpile this guy or whatever they can do. It's not like there's tons of us in this space, right? So it doesn't shock me. I did want to go
BPF Dylan's working on that, okay? So
and have just a good faith conversation. He should just ask me about it. I would have just told him.
Dylan's
And
like the
Chud Logic,
monster
did you want to
rancher
add to this
of
as well
chuds.
before Dylan gets another go?
There's one quick thing I want to clarify. Have we decided whether the Down syndrome Dylan thing is funny or not?
It's funny.
Dylan,
It's extremely not funny. What the
Dylan,
fuck?
feel free to weigh in on
we should
that.
get context.
Yeah,
Just 'cause, like,
Look, anytime you make me feel bad for Dylan Burns, you stepped over the line, okay? That's fucked up. Why would you say that?
So
Bit of
that's
context for
so
the Down syndrome Dylan thing.
right. So
you say
I'd like to ask that. Additionally, I want to go to Dylan now, and then after that, IRI. Dylan, before we continue, if this is what we're going to be talking about, would you mind filling us in on any information the audience might not have on this particular subject?
Please.
So me and Big Papa Fascist like follows me on Twitter, and every once in a while, because he doesn't like me, he'll like, you know, or I guess the feelings mutual a little bit. And he'll like retweet me, or he'll say something, you know, take a jab or whatever, and that's fine. That's how Twitter is, whatever. And one time he we were going back and forth a little bit, and he, in a tweet, it was 3 things. It was Down syndrome Dylan, which who gives a fuck? I really don't care that much. And then it was basically faking my sexuality, and also I faked my suicide attempt. Right?
I don't remember.
Where does the Down syndrome thing come
Well, but
from?
then
What's the
wait,
Down
sorry.
syndrome about?
What about the
Down
what about
syndrome?
what-
The Down syndrome thing is just, I think, he was just calling me. He just, I don't know. He's just accusing me about.
Well,
I,
no,
I think it was just a joke. I think it was just
Let
a
me
joke.
just explain it so that, you know, even though explaining the meme destroys just how hilarious it was, but honestly, and I'm not fucking around here, if you take a picture of Dylan and you put it right next to a person with Down syndrome, the guy looks like he's fucking Down.
I can't tell the difference between the Chud Logic, the person that's making fun of Chud Logic's voice, and Chud Logic's actual voice. This isn't really a debate. This is more just like let's drag out all the dirty laundry and like make something. And you can't even tell. Like, these people are so deep in the drama that they need to have those gloves, you know, those big ass like rubber gloves that if you work like in the sanitation department, you know, in a really messy job in the sanitation department, you'll have this gloves that just go down to here and down to here, and you got some kind of hazmat suit. Like, they gotta be in there, just like, you know, they're up to their elbows in just garbage, right? Like, this is how deep these people are into this drama, right? That they're yeah, and you can't tell what's real and what's fake, right? Like, are Dylan and BPF having a beer? Not a beer, but, you know, like, you know, hanging out off camera. And, oh yeah, remember that part where I pretended I was gonna have a go at your sexuality? Oh, remember that part where I said that, like, I don't know what's real and what's fake. And that's the problem with kayfabe. That's why it doesn't work in a space like this, right? Is you can't live in kayfabe. Or at least if you do, you got to start off that way. Like, you got to be a creature of kayfabe.
Okay. If I might, because this is very personal and bordering on just personal attacks.
So I just want to bring something up. Like, according to Dylan, and I've got, you know, go over and check on my clip channel and check it out. Thank you so much for the super chat, Just the Dawn. That makes a big difference to me. We are definitely not getting monetized today. Okay, so every bit helps. So like the Dylan said that I was like the worst person on the platform, right? He's on with BPF. Like, all the things that he accused me of doing, like, you know, having a go at his mental health, saying that he has Down syndrome. Well, like, he didn't even accuse me of, do you know what I mean? Like, he's okay with this dude. He's not okay with this chick. What, you gotta start to ask yourself, what's up? He basically deplatformed me, chat, but he's not gonna deplatform big BPF over there. You gotta ask yourself, what kind of person is Dylan Burns? And the answer is not good.
Acknowledge then that you were incorrect in that assessment. Andrew, would you be willing to apologize for
Pro Keffals in this chat,
inaccurately
definitely.
judging
Keffals been
Dylan's
doing some good
character
work.
with regards to those particular topics?
I would literally rather drink turpentine and piss on a brush fire than say that I'm sorry to Dylan Burns about
Okay.
Is turpentine flammable?
ever. But I'll caveat it with this, which is that I was incorrect.
Definitely
in my
critical
assessment.
support, yeah.
However, if you have nothing but evidence showing that somebody generally doesn't tell the truth or sets
From
up
the Tenderqueer,
things like
yeah.
he just
Critical
did
support
when
from
he
the
tried to set me
Tenderqueers.
up, as we just found out, right? Under false pretenses, because this is what people who are chronic liars do. There's no reason for me. There's no reason for me to believe a word that comes out of this guy's mouth.
Joni says, if the debate goes beyond GIF versus GIF or Catboys versus Catgirls, kayfabe doesn't really work that great.
So I'm just
Good
instantly
point.
going to assume it's
Good
bullshit.
point.
This is
Can I ask
wait.
Can I now respond? Okay.
Oh, wait, no, Dylan, go ahead. And after that,
Okay.
I'd like to hear from people who are not Andrew or Dylan, however briefly. Dylan, go ahead.
Okay. You can't say that I'm crying about being angry about being called names, and then when I have somebody.
Okay, so I'm just gonna call it right here, and then I'm gonna let it go, okay? Just understand from now on, the Hippy Dippy debate panel, it's not a debate panel. All it is it's Zerka, right? It's just Zerka. It's just, you know, Raj. It's just blood sports. That's all it is. Like, there's no, this isn't even about any issues. They haven't even brought, this is a political panel, and they're not talking about issues. They're talking about drama. So like, just understand what Dylan's doing. It's not anything new. It's not anything political. And Dylan, if you said you were embarrassed when somebody overseas, the first thing they know about you is Hippy Dippy, you should be embarrassed, right? You should be embarrassed because you got shit on your face.
Buddy, bring this up to you in a conversation, right? Then you're saying, oh, Dylan's setting me up. This was like a scheme or whatever. This wasn't like something I planned from the fucking beginning. I didn't know how to fucking bring it up. That's why I fucking talked to Rise about it.
You didn't plan it before I came on? But then why did you say drop the bomb?
You aren't in the forum. You are in the circus.
That sounds like
you're in the circus. Okay.
What are you talking about?
You can
All right.
ask Rise.
Basically,
Okay.
this is bread and
So wait
circuses.
a moment.
It wasn't.
Obviously, this is a very
Ladies and gentlemen, je vous présenter le spectacle. Le spectacle.
I just want to ask, which of this equation is the toxic part? Is it the original tweet? Is it the attempted confrontation later on? I would say the original tweet. Sorry, Andrew, pretty toxic. All right,
Andrew doesn't care.
Laughed your fucking ass off. I bet you DM'd me and put LOL. I bet you did, Sonsoy. I bet you did.
Fucking know. But like, is that the toxic part, or is it the fucking confrontation part? Because it feels like you're not willing to say that you were toxic for like tweeting the thing out, but it was toxic for him to try and bring it up in a conversation later on, right?
No, I didn't say any of it was toxic.
I mean, like, Don, the difference is I want you to be able to know that when I say something seriously that I mean it. With Dylan, you can't tell that. And if I join that culture, I'll be the same way, right? I mean, if that's really what you want, then I don't know.
Build a different straw man.
If the claim, wait.
It's a lot harder to act like the shit isn't important and to just play along with it when you've got a dog in that fight. And I hope you understand what kind of dog I got in this fight. And that when this fight involves trans rights, as it often does, because Dylan loves to use that issue, it's, no, thank you. I'm not standing inside the forum. I am burning the place down, okay?
If the claim isn't that it's toxic, in what way does this relate to the question being posed?
Well, it doesn't relate to the question that was being posed.
But,
this is obviously something that was.
Look, what are you really saying? I think what you're saying is you want to see me debate some chud and put their nose in the dirt. That's fair, okay? Just if that's what you want, just ask for it, all right? You just got to know how to ask for it.
Personal that he wanted to confront.
Just stop being such a pussy and ask for it, okay?
I don't think any of it was toxic. From my perspective, I expect every time I go onto a leftist panel to get ambushed. Why wouldn't I?
Wait,
Chud brought this up, so
right, yeah, Chud, you brought this up.
Explain why this is toxic.
Yeah, go ahead, Chud.
Well, okay.
In terms of the toxicity, how do you think? Where does this lie?
The reason I just thought it was worth bringing up is, we're talking about toxicity, drama, and I guess I was just interested to understand how Dylan's actions in this case fit in with his kind of view of Twitch politics as being a kind of drama-riddled hellhole.
Good point, JT. Good point.
And a toxic mess.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Keffals
Stardust,
doesn't need this.
You've had your hand up for quite a while. My apologies.
No problem. So I do think that it is toxic in the sense that sorry, Andrew, I think the actual victim here is Rhizome, because I think Rhizome kind of was dropped into something that, I mean, you're a victim too, but I think Rhizome is even more of a victim.
That shit was funny. That shit was funny. No one's a victim. Stop being a fucking victim. God, this is a new victim.
Wait a minute,
Andrew,
just a minute, Andrew. Okay, when we're talking about the conversation, I think the conversation where Dylan said, to Rhizome, hey, do you want to drop a bomb? That's the one where Rhizome was kind of set up. It feels like that's kind of like, because then, he didn't know what he was in for. As far as the
let me also just point out for the record, because Dylan, this is the thing that got me the most, is after that, and after I dropped the grenade in the conversation, Dylan just fucked off and walked away.
He walked away. Yeah.
Well, why did you do it?
Rhizome was left.
You can talk about that all day. Yeah, you can talk about that all day, and I shouldn't have done it. I agree with that.
So I mean, so who's to bitch then? Like you did it.
It's not just an all or nothing thing.
Rhizome did it, but Rhizome, I don't think he anticipated it to turn into what it did, and he wasn't sure what he was in for, and Dylan walked away. So I feel bad for both Rhizome and Andrew, though more for Rhizome. Sorry, Andrew. As far as sorry, Dylan. But as far as the meme, the first part of the meme isn't that funny to me. The second part of the meme is kind of funny.
It's funny.
No, the second part of the...
Call him Lego Head like the rest of us.
Yeah, Lego Head is funnier though.
I'm
yeah.
sorry. I mean, who am I offending, right? Like, Vaush, our moderator, our esteemed moderator, who...
Anybody with a relative that has Down syndrome? That's just the start. What are you talking about? Who am I offending? You're like toxic as shit and you want to know who you're offending? Like, I get the feeling that anybody that's marginalized, Andrew looks at as a non-person, and that's very appropriate for his name. Look, my name is ironic as fuck. I get the feeling, though, that Andrew, not so much. Not so much. That name is pretty on point for you.
Came in tonight.
If not in actual ideology, then definitely in aesthetics.
I'm not
out of his day.
And I wouldn't be surprised if it's ideology too, bud. I wouldn't be surprised.
That was like beep boop 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 or
If it
some
walks
shit
like a
where he's making
fascist.
fun of fucking Burns too, right? Because Dylan Burns is just kind of funny to make fun of. Okay,
Well,
he's just kind of
Yeah, no,
funny to
this
make
is how
fun
it
of.
goes.
I don't
It's fun.
believe I've
I have
made-
no problem. I have no guys.
Hold
guys,
on.
I have no
Three
problem
people now.
with
Stardust, finish, please.
Yeah, so sorry. I have no problem with people making fun of each other. I think that's like a great dynamic. I think people should be making fun of each other. I like to call Chud Logic. I just realized my passion for calling Chud Logic a fat whore. But I do think that that probably Lego Head would be better. But my main point is that I think it was very toxic behavior towards Rhizome. I think majority of the toxicity on this platform is people kind of like pulling
Don't you
the rug out
dad
from
dick
under each
people?
other.
Like, isn't that your shtick? You
I
dad
do
dick
dad
them?
dick people.
What is the
specifically
point of
work-
that? What's the point of that?
Specifically
Right?
because they
It's just to
handle the
start. It's to
bad
start shit. It's to start shit,
It's to start
right?
shit,
Yeah. So
But-
just
but
stop
usually they're
grandstanding,
flabbergasted.
Stardust.
They can't respond to me, so
Stop grandstanding. You
Okay.
like to start shit as much as
I
everybody
do like to
does.
start shit.
I have a question, actually.
Sure.
Rhizome, how
Yo,
do
what
you
up?
feel this situation related to toxicity in Twitch politics? Do you think it was toxic? Do you think this is something?
This is
people
very
should avoid
childish, you're
doing?
right.
Do you think it's being overstated here?
Lipidus.
Okay, this is a thing. I don't like being in the middle of this because it's just like it feels like I
You're
never
literally in the
really
middle of
asked
this, though.
to be in this
Yeah.
position. I will say, watching back what happened earlier today with Chud and like what Chud was bringing into it gave me a perspective that was like, okay, I do feel like Dylan did kind of like he was more aware of what might happen than I was, put me out in the fray, just like left me out to dry. And then in the conversation afterwards with his chat, I kind of kept waiting for him to say like, hey, I asked Rhizome to do this chat, because his chat was like, Rhizome was so fucked up with Rhizome. Rhizome fucked the whole conversation up. And it's like, okay, like, so there, I do feel like my reputation was put on the line for the sake of content.
Okay, so let me okay, so there's been a lot of things said. Okay, so the first thing is, okay, that I wanted to bring it into the conversation. There's probably a good point to say maybe I should have just found a way to bring it into the conversation myself. That's the first thing. The second thing is, I just did not just like walk away because I was like, I'm going to now just abandon Rhizome to the wolves
Potty
because
break?
I wanted to.
Is it a potty
Yes.
break?
It was a potty. It was a.
This is the worst excuse ever, dude. It's a
Wow.
potty
You didn't even
break.
let me
Come
finish.
on.
Oh my god.
Let
Okay,
Dylan
I'm sorry.
finish.
Come on,
Wow.
come on. Okay, hey, us liberals have very loose bladders.
Can you imagine if Vaush
okay?
was your dad?
We have
I'm just
inherently
saying.
loose bladders because we're soy people.
Don't
Okay,
make me come after
I
you
went
on
to use
that,
the
dude.
bathroom, but I also said afterwards, right? Once you two got heated into it, that I thought Rhizome was doing fine, so I didn't really want to fucking engage when it was like 5 minutes left anyway, and that's why I'm fine talking to you about it any other day of the week too, BPF. I even told you afterwards we can sit down and talk about it another day too. I just wanted a way to bring it in, and honestly, I called it a grenade. I labeled it a grenade, right? I made sure that he had the idea of what he was.
Okay, that's funny. Stated topic, is Twitch too toxic? Actual content? No, and screw you all.
So it
explained
was a
in
setup,
context
right?
exact.
I mean, it was a setup.
Not before. It happened during the end of the conversation. Like, how do I bring this in?
So, I mean, you set the conversation up during the conversation that's still before the point that it wasn't spontaneous, in other words. It was a
No,
setup.
it wasn't. At the end of the conversation, it was like, I don't know how to bring this in, so I sent it over to him. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a setup.
Okay,
Well, you can
can I-
call it. But but you made it sound like I set this up beforehand.
Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter the chronological order, other than it was before, right?
Hold on.
It was a
Wait,
setup.
if I may, Sonsoy, I saw you had your hand up. Then
Yeah.
Stardust.
Okay, I just want to ask, like, what is does anybody have a defined line for what they consider toxicity is? Because like we haven't really even talked about toxicity. Now we're just
Derailed.
Interpersonal shit. Like
I'm saying, this is amateur hour.
Listen, I don't know anything about
just
this
the dawn.
I like
this is what you
drama,
like.
okay?
Wait, I gotta ask you. Just the dawn. This is what you want me to be a part of? Is this what you're like? I think I get it. Like I understand. You're not the only one, okay? And I sorry if I sounded like I was calling you out. I did kind of call you a pussy, didn't I? I mean it. I mean the word in an endearing way, right? I talk about, you know, like pussy is a good thing, right? We can all agree on that pussy is a good thing, right? But yeah, it's just like I sort of get it, right? You're not the only one. Like people miss me in this venue and they wish I would be back in it. Now that's not gonna happen, right? Because Dylan got a taste of this and he didn't fucking like it. He pussed out. He's not gonna invite me back. He's too much of a fucking coward, is the truth of the matter. He knows that like he doesn't know his shit, and he knows that being on stream with me is a great way to show that, right? It's a great way to draw that contrast. And the awkwardness in that WrestleBrania thing, that was all on him, just kind of shitting the bed as he does, you know, when he's faced with actual discourse rather than just drama baiting garbage, right? So yeah, no, that's a non-starter, right? These people blackballed me from the fucking, you know, from the circuit, okay? And it's probably a good thing too, because like, look at what's going on with it. Do you really want me to be a part of this? Do you really want me to be a part of this? Do you know what that means? Do you know what kind of compromises I'd have to make? I don't think you'd like me. I don't think you'd like me as the kind of person that can get along with these assholes. I don't think you'd like me.
Which part of this is the toxic part? Like, Andrew, are you saying that what Dylan did was toxic, or are you just like
no, he isn't.
Oh, okay, so you don't think
Chud
that
Logic
any
brought it up.
line,
My
there's no
threshold,
line for,
threshold for toxicity is extraordinary. All right, so the other thing about it is the more toxic this space becomes, the more you guys eat each other, and that's really good for team me, right? The more that you guys eat each other and destroy each other and ravage each other in this hellhole that you created called Twitch, the more I win.
Wait. Then with respect, we're not really talking about...
I mean, I'm gonna have to agree with the fascist here. Oh my god, please clip that. Just kidding. No, seriously though, like, yeah, no, he is, and he's winning because they engage with him, right? So he'd be stuck on the outside. He could watch it and laugh. He could talk about it, right? But he's not really getting that engagement. His audience wants blood more than anybody's audience, more than even Chud's or Dylan's or Stardust's audience. Like, right? This audience for BPF wants blood for the blood god. They want to see some libs get owned, right? Some lefties get owned. And if you deny them that, if you don't do content with them, then that audience shrinks and dwindles away. I mean, look at this dude. Does this guy look charismatic? Not really. Can this guy hold his own on his own show if all he's got is him and a bunch of fash? Not really. In a lot of ways, the Crucible feeds off of Twitch politics. So, you know, it's not so much the lefties eating their own, it's this guy cleaning up the scrap. They are feeding him by bringing him on to engage him so that they can have blood for their blood god too. And they don't seem to understand the blood god is much more a part of right-wing politics than left-wing politics. It's like in an MMO. If you're giving your opponent an advantage, if you're giving them the advantage of letting them play, like let's say it's the Zerg, you're playing StarCraft. I love that I go to like a reference that's almost older than me, okay? But like StarCraft, right? You got the Zerg, you got the creep, right? If you are not the Zerg, you want to stay off the creep, right? The creep gives the Zerg the advantage. I'm saying that dominance paradigm is the creep, right? And to the degree to which lefties embrace that, they're setting themselves up to fight Andrew on his battlefield. I don't think you need to do that. We saw what happened when Dylan tried to take on Andrew on trans rights and just got rinsed, just got absolutely embarrassed, absolutely got destroyed by BPF on one of the easiest arguments to win. It's not a good thing. So yeah, like in general, you want to play to your advantages if you can even remember what those are, because honestly, you people, the longer you swim in these waters, the less you feel like leftists at all. The closer to Andrew you are, like, right? I don't know how to tell you this any other way, but you're chudifying as we speak.
Toxicity for most of you. Stardust, I want you to
thank
have
you,
the
King of
final
William.
word
Meow.
on this. then
Oh,
we're
wait,
talking.
Can I get in, I'm the drama involved. Can I get the final word?
That seems fair. You've spoken the least of the
Okay,
people directly
thanks.
involved. Stardust, then you. After that, if you want to finish this topic, you can. In your
Being a
closing
panel host
statement.
is not
We'll be
easy, is
talking
it,
about
Vaush?
Twitch politics and toxicity if it kills you all.
Uh,
Stardust,
could I,
please.
Could I actually go after Rhizome, because I think he should finish his point and then I can make a closing.
I'm fine with that if you're okay with that, Vaush.
It's fine with me. Rhizome, go ahead.
Okay, so basically the toxic aspect of this is that there was no clarification from Dylan of how this went down, so I'm being put out there as like this disingenuous person who's going to engage in conversations in bad faith with no clarification of the record. I think the toxic behavior, quote unquote, if I had to characterize it, that I see in it that I didn't like from it is the lack of clarifying after the fact and trying to, like, in my opinion, protect his image there and not really worry about the consequences on my image.
Like, Rhizome, I don't know you at all, okay? But if you were in this is Vince McMahon, okay? And I'm not just saying Vince McMahon like he LARPs as Vince McMahon. I'm saying he is Vince McMahon, okay? Vince McMahon is a bad dude as a character. Vince McMahon is a bad dude IRL. Like, would you expect Vince McMahon, if you're a wrestler for what is it, WWE that Vince McMahon does, right? If you're a wrestler for WWE, would you expect Vince McMahon to have your image in mind and take care of that? And like, you don't, like, right? Maybe if you're the star, maybe if he can't replace you, maybe if you got some kind of immense talent, but Rhizome, seen people like you come and go, okay? So I don't see anything that special so far, right? So yeah, you're not gonna get that kind of treatment from a dude like Vince McMahon. You're not gonna get that kind of treatment like from Dylan, because he's not just a bad dude on stream. He's like a piece of shit in real life too, right? That's what you're missing. Is Vince McMahon isn't just a character. Vince McMahon is Vince McMahon. That's who you see.
Stardust, please.
Okay, I was going to go back into the original topic. I think toxicity itself is not something, like, by itself is not something that bothers me. What bothers me is the aspect of toxicity where somebody is trying to attack your income or attack your platform or trying to dictate or take your agency away, or try to, where they're trying to make you feel like you have to answer to them.
So like what you did with me when you brought Doobie on to talk shit about me, after he came to Twitter specifically to harass me and got blocked, that kind of shit, Stardust, this is the thing about Stardust. She's an immense hypocrite, right? All the things that she'll say about, all the things that when she pretends to be concerned about something, it's shit that she does, right? She told me that I had platformed Chaos as Mel. Chaos as Mel is a genocide denier, no comment check. How could you, right? And then turns around and platforms Haas. Now, Chaos as Mel, as we know, did the little ooh-woo pleady face when asked about the Uyghur genocide. Haas straight up denied it. There's no bones about it. I clipped it myself. It's from a Destiny talk that he did. What you said that was wrong with Mel is orders of operation, you know, more wrong with Haas. So you don't care about the shit that you complain about. You don't care about that at all. You're perfectly willing to be a complete hypocrite, and it's on brand for you, right? It's probably what your audience loves about you.
I think that's like the type of toxicity that really bothers me. I've had people advocate for mass flagging me because they thought I was friendly with Nick Fuentes. That when if you looked at the VOD, I yelled at everybody, including him. You know, it's just ridiculous.
Let's skip over the question of why have Nick Fuentes on in the first place. Just skip right over that. Of course you're gonna have Fuentes on. Of course you're gonna have Fuentes on.
Somebody's tried to come at me. I don't like that kind of. I just don't like it. I think.
Okay, the one thing that I will say is that a lot of the shit that Stardust has done, like people like Dylan have done, people like Hans of Harkir have done. Like I do see Stardust get hit up for stuff that that male content creators maybe don't get hit up for. So that part, there's some truth there, right? But you know, no, she's an immense hypocrite, and no, it's
Oh, Dylan is down, everybody. You might want to wait. Dylan is down.
This is rich coming from Stardust, okay?
Down, his internet's down, his stream is down.
Fully down?
Uh-oh.
He's down.
Right.
He's down bad.
Yeah.
Then pause that for a moment.
He's down
Stardust.
real bad.
Given this all concerns him, it seems only fair he be present.
All right,
We're just
everyone,
gonna
go
stop
into your
and
respective corners.
go to the
right?
corners.
No more full contact.
Wait,
Okay,
We're in a
Stardust.
different face frame now.
Soy Dust.
we're getting a
So that's Soy Dust.
great
That's
variety
Stardust.
of still screens here. While we're
Oh my God.
Question in the
Well,
meantime?
we're
Technical
waiting for Dylan to
difficulties?
fully reconnect.
You know
He
what
may discuss
happens?
the topic
Listen.
so long as it doesn't pertain.
You know what happens when you have technical difficulties and it gets covered by No Comment Chick, right? Obviously, my VTubers were behind those technical difficulties. God damn it, Miss Umbrellas and Blue Hair. Why are you always hacking into people's OBS?
Into this specific.
That's
you know,
really rude of
specific
you.
bit of drama.
And it'll show. See, you can't see it now.
Yeah, Andrew.
You can't see it now, but when I put this up as a video, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see my VTubers were absolutely involved in this shit. Absolutely involved. And how am I supposed to say that I'm not a sussy baka when these people do their next like feeding frenzy of like, oh my God, No Comment Chick, she's got a dossier. Oh my God, you know that I got 2 VTubers that are running around hacking people. How am I supposed to say that I'm clean?
Well, I was just gonna say, yeah, spite-driven toxicity, I think, is what's bad. I don't mind being called names. I don't mind being in really
what that
toxic
means.
spaces. Andrew knows this. He's seen me, and I've seen him. But like, I just don't like it when people are trying to take away my income because I'm trying to have a conversation and I'm trying to humanize myself to other people who otherwise wouldn't be humanizing.
Oh, to groypers.
So I think it's kind of bullshit. That's the type of toxicity that I don't like.
Okay, so you say that you're going to humanize yourself to groypers and that this is some sort of a thing where it's like if they realize that I'm human, then maybe they'll realize that other marginalized people are human too, and I'm actually doing praxis here. Stardust, you're not even fucking close. You're so wrong about that. What you're doing, and you're not noticing that what you do with your audience, you have an effect of humanizing them as well, right? And what that does is that takes somebody like Nick Fuentes, who I would assume maybe Stardust, most of your original audience wants nothing to do with, right? And it kind of makes it, I don't know, he was kind of, he was kind of personable. Yeah, I can see having a beer with him, right? This is how presidential candidates get voted on, right? When they ask people, what presidential candidate would you have a beer with? That's what that question is trying to get at. Like, who can you see as a human being? Who can you relate to? And in doing, whatever the hell you're trying to do with the groypers, you don't seem to understand that they've developed a resistance for that, right? There are a lot of marginalized people that are somewhat okay with as long as they shit on other marginalized people like you do, right? So you're good in that way, but you're also you're also really building a bridge for the right wing to mainstream themselves. And people like me who recognize the amount of skin that we have in the game, not to say that you don't have skin in the game as well, like we don't appreciate that, right? That actually really hurts us, okay? And yeah, it's nice to get a little bit of a perspective into what Stardust is thinking. You get the sense that she's not, I'm humanizing her a little bit, right? In terms of trying to understand her perspective, because I'm not trying to, present a monster to you, right? All she is kind of a victim of the perverse incentives of the platform.
IRI, as long as it doesn't pertain to the specific drama, please go right ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to ask our friend BPF, what is too toxic for you? Like calling for the murder of somebody, like on their stream or something? Like, where's your limit? I'm just kind of curious if you could think of an example.
Yeah, so I think that there's a lot of fair game for public figures, which I consider all of you to be. I consider anybody who turns a camera on and engages in this type of sector to be public figures. And I think that almost any amount of personal critique is fine. Generally, where I would draw the line is at threats of violence or going after people's individual family members who aren't public figures or things like this, or even general harassment. Well, it depends. Sometimes if you get doxxed, that's a defense, right? It all depends. It all depends on who you're dealing with.
An offense?
You know what I mean?
Someone can dox you defensively?
If let's say that you doxed me, would it be fair game for me to dox you back?
Probably, yeah.
But I would still be guilty. But I'd be guilty of doxing then, right?
Well, I would say that the person who does it first is the one.
Right. So that's my point, right?
So initiating it is the bad thing.
That's my point, Sonsoy.
Okay.
Pay attention to what I'm saying. Right. So I'm saying that for the most part, I think that we should go after the ideas. I do think that it's fair game to go after some of the people who postulate the ideas if they're being hypocrites in their personal lives. But I think that streamers used to, by and large, have a code, and that code's kind of gone by the wayside.
Let's go.
Well, I
think
like,
Dylan should respond to me saying
Vaush
that he didn't,
uncomfortable?
defend me in front of his chat, and I would like to hear why he didn't do that. I suppose.
Did he not respond? Yeah.
As somebody that has reveled in the drama of Professor Flowers and then Cat Black, right? As somebody who regularly, just like tries to profit from the pain and suffering of marginalized people, the fact that you've managed to make Vaush slightly uncomfortable, the fact that you've managed to make this guy wonder, should I be a part of this? What exactly did I sign up for, right? That's fairly amazing. That's fairly amazing.
That's fair.
He
Dylan,
didn't respond to
I'll
it,
give you a
yeah.
final word on this, then we're going
There's
to do
some-
closings, and then
It's
we're
just
going to
funny.
move to
It's
the
just
next
funny. The next topic, yeah, like we're gonna pretend that this is a. Are they going to talk about politics? So apparently there's a Chud Logic video.
Me to like say that like more publicly
On the
I think
Rhizome
he did
Dylan
send
thing?
a message, but it was after the stream ended. Then I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
Yeah, it just felt like at the time I'm like, well, why wouldn't you just tell people? It felt like we were trying to roll on as if nothing happened, and I like kind of in that conversation, if you listen back to it, you can hear me just like pausing, waiting, like hoping that you'll be like, oh, chat, I set Rhizome up there, I sent him the DM just to like clarify, because people at the time were literally like, Rhizome fucking ruined the conversation, bro, and like I don't know, that's not cool in my opinion.
All right.
I didn't know that people were that angry at you. I didn't know.
With the subject addressed, I'd like to move to closing statements. In the same order we gave our openers, please. Andrew, go right ahead. This will be the last I hear of this particular bit of drama.
Okay, so I'll close with this because this is what's ironic about this situation is that I actually would not have known if I was not on this
Unapologetic
panel
nonsense,
that I had been set up. Because I don't really pay that much attention to most of you guys, to be perfectly honest with you. Well, if you got...
I don't know if I've talked about this, but speaking of being set up, there was a panel that I was going to be booked for, I don't know, it was like several months ago now, right? And to me, it seemed just like pretty normal. The only thing that was weird about it was that Samantha Banana was the one who brought up my name. Right? Samantha Banana is out there trying to get me work. A little bit sus. And I didn't end up going on the panel, and it's probably a good thing because it turns out that they were trying to get Gammy on too. I don't even know if the host of the panel knew what was going on, but the idea was to get nocommentchick versus Gammy in a room in a debate that neither of us really want to have. And so this kind of setup thing does apparently happen. And sometimes they'll even use streams that don't realize, what they're doing. Like, I don't think that the people that were talking to Samantha knew what was intended. But yeah, there was apparently some kind of collusion between Samantha and Zonia to put me and Gammy on a panel.
You guys are at war with each other. That's great.
And neither
like
of
I
us
said, for
appreciate
us.
that.
But it doesn't surprise me that there was a setup. It doesn't surprise me that Dylan Burns seems fairly unapologetic about the setup. And what's the most interesting and ironic about all of this?
You were
is
never
that
once
kind of
invited
this whole
onto a
first
panel.
topic
Feels
was
bad.
actually a setup in order to address the setup. Right? That's really what happened. It was a setup to address the setup.
Not wrong.
So the truth is that, kind of like, let me just lay this out as bluntly as I can. You're kind of scumbags. Like, just so you know, that was kind of a scumbag thing to do. You're just, you're kind of shitbags.
I mean, that's
and the blue-haired guy.
amazing
seems
coming
to be
from
the
you.
only guy here who has a grasp on fucking reality. So I think
Chud
that's kind of
Logic
interesting.
getting the
That's my,
kiss,
well,
the
IRI,
Judas
yeah,
kiss.
sure, IRI, I saw you throwing up your hands. You too.
Oh
All
my
right,
god,
okay,
you
and
want the Judas
Stardust
kiss too?
Okay, so
they all want
Stardust
it.
as
Look
well.
at these Southie Bacchus fucking groveling to BPF for approval. Daddy, can I please have approval? Am I not one of the good ones? Am I not a fake enough leftist for you? Oh my god.
Don't interrupt in closing statements.
What am I watching?
Yeah. So, well, I'm done. I mean, we didn't really
What am I
address
even watching?
toxicity in Twitch or the dynamic or anything like that.
Oh, nice. Dr. K
It
is
was all just a
based.
setup to address some fucking drama.
Wait, you mean Dr.
because
K
they were
on
bringing
Twitch,
the clicks
right?
and the
Not
views in order to address another
not
setup.
the doctor.
In order to bring in the
doctor.
clicks and the views. It's like you're shitbags. I mean, sorry.
Maybe
Anyway,
the
that's
next
just-
subject. Maybe
Takes
the next
one to
subject
know
for
one.
this
BPF
panel
takes
is
one to know
all
one.
I didn't mean for Rhizome to, for anybody to believe that Rhizome was just being a cunt. That wasn't like my intention with how that went.
Oh dear.
Oh dear,
my
indeed.
original
Yeah.
points, I still believe, and I don't think this was ever addressed, that these certain things that we discuss on political Twitch and that get made sometimes circular in the conversations can lead to political Twitch having a bad reputation, and that bad reputation can lead to people not wanting to come into political Twitch. I understand that as political streamers, it's very difficult to make our topics like interesting to a platform that is mainly gaming, and so sometimes we're going to reach to the extremes in order to drag them in. But I also think that can alienate other people, and so I think there should be like questions brought up of like, hey, when we discuss these certain topics, how exactly does that make the broader community look?
IRI, once more, and this time for real.
Listen, I love the fast pace that we're moving at here, Vaush. I appreciate that.
I love all
think
the
we spend way
substantive
too
issues
long
that
on
we've
topics
covered
here on our normal panels, and I also love keeping the intros and outros short. That being said, Andrew says that he loves.
Well,
that
he's
we're
kissing the right
destroying
ass,
ourselves.
so-
Andrew, we're your bread and butter. No, why would you want to see us destroy ourselves? We're your clowns. We're the laughing stock of right-wing YouTube. So you need us. You
Does
should
he
want
really
us to
not get
thrive
it?
and fight with each other, so you can mock us constantly, man. I don't get it. And Stardust, I think, nailed it with the cry bullying. I think that is the real toxicity in this space. I don't think it's the interpersonal fighting and the sniping at each other. I think it's when people start to get...
Can we all agree? Let's blame the victims. Let's blame those victims. Always cry bullying, threatening our income, which we have. We are entitled to this income, chat. We are entitled to have our lifestyles bankrolled by people, you know, sitting in that 19-hour big chongus of viewers that get rated from one, you know, chat to another. We're entitled to that shit, and anybody who gets in the way of that is just a cry bully, a woke scold, and a tender queer. Am I right?
Nasty with the reporting, trying to deplatform people, trying to take food out of people's mouths. That's disgusting.
Oh my god, it's
to
so
me.
disgusting.
And
I can't
think that needs
believe
to
you
be
would ever
called
say
out way
anything
more
about,
instead of just being glossed.
like, I can't believe you would ever try to hold Stardust responsible for the effect of her platform on bringing literal fucking Vaush onto fucking Twitch, right? I can't believe that you would hold her responsible. You're taking food out of her mouth. How could you? She's entitled to that free lunch. Go fuck yourself, IRI. You bloviated sack of turds. Go fuck yourself. Okay, we're definitely
Sober.
demonetized now.
And finally, look, politics
Getting
is
toxic.
a thin veneer on
I'm
this
sorry,
space
I tried
full
to
of
hold it
drama
in, but
and
Jesus Christ, this
toxicity.
guy
I
just
say
like...
embrace it. I know people
I
think
can't
that
take
I'm
it.
the softest of all because I ban people, but I just ban people that piss me off, and it seems to be entertaining for everybody. So
there's no
I
way
don't see
that
why
IRI
there's a
wouldn't
problem
ban
with it.
Hassan in a
I say
heartbeat.
indulge in the toxicity. I say dive further into it.
Okay, well,
All right,
there you go.
wonderful. Rhizome, please.
So hey, like, don't cry bully me, okay? If anybody clips anything that I say in the stream to say no comment chick just went too far, I can't believe that she called poor IRI a sack of dog turds. You can go fuck yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can take that cry bullying and you can shove it up your cloaca.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to the specific like drama that we talked about, like I'm cool to move on. I know like Dylan didn't mean for any of that. It's just cleared the air. We're good to move on. I
We
do
gotta
kinda
clear the
wish that
air.
we didn't have to like
Whoa,
do it
hey
on
there.
the panel, or like it didn't happen on the panel, but it is what it is, I guess. I'm happy to move on from that.
I'm
when
sorry.
it comes to the toxicity on the
Oh, I
platform,
shouldn't be sorry.
I kind of like the tagline. I wish
You
it were
like
more
spicy.
toxic. I think in
You
the
like
last
spicy.
few months,
Okay.
I've realized that there's really nobody to like fight with or talk with, and we can't like stream any of the people who used to like bring the contentious takes. So like, I do think we're a bit too sanitized at the moment. And I think I mentioned in my opening statement that I believe that the tools
Hey,
are.
IR, here's an idea. Okay, so there's this really toxic chick that got like deplatformed about a year ago. Why don't you try bringing her back? No, you're talking about bringing Nazis on. Okay, just checking.
Already there to combat a lot
I'm
of
not
what we might
right-wing
call
enough, chat.
toxicity. So yeah,
I'm not
that's-
right-wing enough to be
that's
uncanceled.
where I'm at with that one.
Sonsoy, please.
Yeah, so I don't know really anything about BPF's tweet from a couple of months ago, but I don't know anything about any of the rest of this shit. I think that Twitch politics is
Yeah, he's been pretty
is
quiet.
actually not capable of being toxic on Twitch. That's kind of what I wanted to talk about, is more like
You want more
on stream,
toxicity.
it's a lot harder to be
Okay, so-
toxic than the off-platform.
We got clickbaited by the title. Is Twitch politics too toxic? Really what they're asking is it toxic enough? And Sonsoy says no. Sonsoy says no.
from kind of community actions that happen.
It's sanitized.
I think that we'll probably get
It's
more into that
blasé.
in the
It's
second
milk
topic, so I don't
toast.
want to go too deep into it. But yeah, we really don't have the ability to do it on Twitch. It's all about like the communities itself.
So you get to be toxic in
Stardust,
Discord.
please,
Okay, I got
cap
it.
us off.
What do you think this fucker has said about me in Discord? What do you think kind of conversations go on? If anybody's part of that Discord, I would love to see those screenshots. Like, what have they said about me? I want to know about this toxicity, because there's like Sonsoy, there's Bones of Dune, there's Samantha Banana, all in that Discord at various times. I am sure some very spicy things got said about No Comment Check.
Toxic language that
And I'd love to
that
see what those
bothers
are.
me. What bothers
Not to
me is
cancel
the
anybody.
toxic
Okay, just let me be clear.
tribullying and the
Not to cancel anybody, not to cry bully, or to take away your source of income that you're so entitled to. No, just to laugh at you because you're ass clowns. Just for my own purulent enjoyment. How about that?
trying to remove people's incomes and trying to mass flag people, whether that's Sonsoy, whether that's me. And Sonsoy's been getting it pretty bad lately. Over minute shit. It's just the most minute shit. For people who are supposed to be relatively politically aligned, it seems like there's way too many people trying to take away your income, way too many people that are trying to get you to listen to them about who you should platform and how you should run your channel. I'm sorry, am I a grown adult or not? I don't know anymore because I get talked to like I'm a child. And I'm sure I'm not the only one here who's had to witness that. But yeah, it's just bullshit. We have to cut it out, get more of the good toxic in, and cut this.
No, Stardust, you're a grown-ass woman, and you are every bit responsible for your actions. Don't worry, Stardust. If what you want is for me to hold you responsible for your actions like a goddamn adult, I got no problem with that, lady. I got no problem with that, lady.
Wuss behavior out.
Look, you should have said puss. I'm just saying, if you're gonna fucking call other people wusses and you're gonna modify that down to not say the P on the no, you're the pussy, okay, Stardust, you're the pussy, okay, I can say it.
We're now moving on to the second topic. We'll be re-beginning the intros that everyone gets. The
Stardust
topic
is a pussy. You heard it
related,
here.
but maybe a bit more focused. Is drama helping or hurting Twitch politics? Now, I know we've touched on this a little bit in the first topic, so I'd like to add a little bit of specificity. When you talk about drama, be specific about what kinds. I'm sure we can all agree there are kinds of drama that are destructive and kinds that are, you know, harmless interpersonal fun. So to avoid retreading, try to delineate what you're referring to. Stardust, please, go right ahead.
Is
Sorry, I had to do the
helping or hurting
dance.
Twitch politics? I think drama always helps in a sense. I like to say that politics is just drama on a larger scale that affects a whole lot more people with a lot more serious issues.
I mean, chat, if we didn't have drama, then we might actually, like, you know, the people that aren't talented would have less of a chance at gaining an audience and a platform. So yeah, definitely, we gotta have drama to make things equal for people that don't speak very well, aren't very smart, don't have anything interesting to say. In other words, these assholes, right? We gotta even the playing field for them, right? So we're just gonna make sure that they get a participation trophy too by having drama. Is that okay, Stardust? Are we okay with that? I'm sorry, am I talking down to you?
Yeah, naturally drama is something that generates viewership for Twitch politics. I think the only thing that we run into is that sometimes if it's more petty drama, it can hurt the credibility of certain people, especially if you're getting involved in things that you shouldn't be getting involved in. That being said, there is petty drama in IRL politics as well. So.
Okay. Sonsoy, please, go ahead.
Yeah, so I think that drama is actually, I think it's good when there isn't something absolutely horrible happening in the world, right?
It
like,
seems
we can
like
talk about the politics, we can talk about more like esoteric concepts around, you know, like democracy or, you know, like philosophy, meta ethics, whatever the fuck we talk about. But that's not going to keep eyes on all of our channels while we're like waiting for like the next like big political topic to come up, especially for those of us that aren't as knowledgeable about every single like local election going on around.
Sonsoy.
Like,
Knowledge.
Very much respect IRI for knowing about all that stuff. I don't have the brain for it.
Knowledge.
I can't keep up with all these different races all over the country. Knowledge. right?
No.
I think that the drama.
No, let's be real. You're bored with it. You're not stupid, Sonsoy. You're bored with it, right? You would rather talk about drama. You would rather practice the politics of personal, interpersonal destruction, right? That's what you're really about, right? It's not that your brain cannot comprehend political concepts or anything like that. You're bored with it. Let's admit it. That's not what you're about. That's not who you are. You'd prefer to do drama. Okay? Don't I'm not gonna talk down to you, right? I'm not gonna pretend you're some kind of, mental, you're not on the same level mentally, right? You enjoy certain stuff, you don't enjoy other stuff. That's why you stream about drama. That's me unjerking, because normally I would agree with him if he said he was stupid, right? But
the way
I had to unjerk there. I had to unjerk.
Instigate drama, right? So I think that the drama should be more, being confrontational with each other on stream, actually engaging with each other. If you have a problem with someone, tell them why you don't like them. If you have a problem with someone's actions or what they believe, actually have a conversation with them, and that would be a way to increase views in this space. It would be a way to maybe further discourse rather than having the same few discourses over and over and over because people aren't willing to work through their problems together. I think that the kind of thing that we need is more drama on Twitch and less of it starting off Twitch and then bleeding over into trying to get people mass flagged off of Twitch, getting them mass flagged off of fucking YouTube, etc.
Rhizome, please.
I think there's a couple of different types of drama that we engage in. I think there's the more nationwide stuff, or the internet, kind of the stuff that the internet focuses on, people doing crypto scams, or the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case would be an example of that. And then I think there's the interpersonal, I'm having a fight with Sonsoy, I'm having a fight with Stardust type of drama. I think one is helpful, one's not. I believe that when it comes to the nationwide stuff, that's helpful because that's an inroad into the content. I don't think many people come to Twitch I need to find the political scene on Twitch, but I think if they're engaging in content that they find juicy, then they're going to stick around for longer, and they might even watch the other stuff that you do if it's politically related. When it comes to
Is
the
my solitaire
interpersonal
drama not
I
enough
think
for
that
you?
causes us to lose the war of attrition, because all that does is polarize our audience against each other, and then nobody wants to watch anybody in the end.
Wait. Did anybody? Can somebody explain to me what kind of drama does Rhizome like again? What is the good kind? I'm not sure. I understand the bad kind, the interpersonal, self-destructive, bad, right? What is the good kind? To make it juicier? What does that mean? Wait, is he just talking about kayfabe? Is he talking about starting fights that aren't? So wait, is that did I just hear that right? Drama is okay as long as it's fake. If it's real, we're gonna go too hard on each other. We're gonna start to cut into that bottom line, and we're not gonna we're not all gonna get the lifestyle that we are entitled to by virtue of capitalizing on other people's misfortunes, right?
IRI, please go ahead.
Ooh, look, I think the drama's good. I think it's what people come here for. I think if we just talk politics, people would be bored to tears and they would find something else to do pretty quickly. The interpersonal drama, I think it's mostly fun. I don't think people take it too far. I think it actually gets content creators talking.
That's privilege talking.
That's can privilege. Be used as a kicking off
That's
point
your privilege.
For one expressing their
you
own
see who's
opinions
saying
about
this.
something they otherwise
see who's saying
would have
this.
no other way
the person
to engage in a topic. So I think the drama's great for our space. I think it exposes us to a wider audience because they may not be able to follow the intricacies of neo-pronouns or something like that, but they sure as hell can figure out what's happening between two people fighting and why someone's upset, and they can get interested in that. So I'm all for it. I don't think it hurts our space at all. I think it's detrimental to our space if we lose drama.
All right. Dylan, please.
If we lose drama, what does that even mean? Wait, what does that mean? What is losing drama? What is that? What are we talking about? How are you gonna lose it? Where did you put it?
If somebody's having an interpersonal, this person called me fat. Oh, and I don't like that they.
I can't remember where we parked the drama. Is the drama on this side of the street, or is it I moved the drama because the street sweepers were coming by? But I can't, where's the drama? I can't find the keys to the drama. I lost the drama.
Called me who? I don't really care too much about that. I don't think it's revolutionary speech or anything. But I do think there's certain types of stuff which isn't even really drama, right? It's just I'm accusing you of being a pedophile. Respond. Like, these are the type of things that aren't like drama, really. It's like criminal accusations. Like, you're accusing people of stuff that's, and I have no room to speak here. Okay, I'm just saying that it's like.
I'm glad you realized that.
Highfalutin, like, accusations that.
Glad you say it, so I don't have to say it, Dylan.
A great example of this is I was hosting a panel I think it was 2 weeks ago, and Rob Noor and Hunter Avalon got into it. And this is when I introduced a rule that was specifically like, you cannot bring up drama that's unrelated to the topic in question, right? And it was Rob Noor bringing up an accusation that Hunter Avalon had did something very like abhorrent when it comes to like photographs revolving around BX bullet children, and like did a bunch of stuff that I don't even want to get into. But there was like stuff about like pedophilia being thrown. It was like, this isn't like drama, right? This is just like, what the fuck, right? And so for me, I feel like that is something that is not going to help the space in any way. That's not bringing in any new viewers. That brings a bad reputation with it. And this is the type of stuff that once it start getting thrown around, the whole space should just say, yeah, I don't think we should really entertain this.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, indeed.
Well, he got a good way.
People who like have badges. Oh.
Are we back?
Oh,
are we back?
Fantastic.
We lost you. We lost you.
We lost you. We almost lost our drama.
Would you mind repeating the last 10 seconds?
We almost misplaced our drama.
Basically, what I'm saying is that there's certain things that isn't even really drama, but we categorize as drama, and these are things that should be handled by authorities and like actual legal teams, and not Twitch politics, because I don't think Twitch politics even has the resources to parse it, and it also comes with terrible reputation.
So like ruining somebody's reputation on, I don't know, like Reddit,
I don't know
like
why
that would be
acting like drama.
a bad idea.
External force that
Dylan,
applies itself to Twitch politics.
lying
The
about
truth is
somebody
that
on
Twitch
Reddit,
politics
maybe?
is drama fundamentally at its very core. It's what it's been about for a long time. It's what it's always been about. If you look at the biggest, most interesting arcs, they tend to be about some
justice
sort of
for
interpersonal
Irene?
drama. It's all fucking cope, okay? We're in a massive soap opera. We're all the stars. Some are more famous than others, okay? Some are little extra roles, but essentially that's what Twitch politics is. Embrace it.
All right. And Andrew, cap us off.
Yeah, so I think, as usual, most of the lefties here are missing the forest through the trees, right? So politics is interpersonal conflict in and of itself. Republicans hate Democrats. This person hates this person, etc., etc. What ends up happening is conflict is the very air that we breathe, and politics is a manifestation of that conflict. Giant soap opera. What causes the giant soap opera is when you have people who don't know shit about politics, which is most of Twitch politics, interjecting their opinion about politics. And that's why so many of them are so stupid and so easy to dismantle and so easy to wreck, because they don't actually know what the hell they're talking about, and they are just here for the clicks and the views, and it's easy to piggyback off of people in order to get those. We see this over and over and over again. Now, I'm not above it.
Advice
and
taken.
I'm not claiming that I'm above it, but I at least try to go after people's political ideology. And if I go after them personally, it's usually because I see a conflict between what they are saying and what they are doing. And this always will create interpersonal conflict, and I think that that's fine. So when it comes to drama in Twitch, if you want to know what the cause is, it's because a bunch of unserious people don't know shit about politics, couldn't tell you who the Secretary of State was, are commenting on what is political, and it's absurd.
Try couldn't tell you what the Secretary of State was.
And that's why you have what Mr. Girl calls transel culture. That's why you have the kind of these nutcases and
you gonna shout out the Pedialyte drinker, BPF? What is your beverage of choice, Andrew? I'd like to know.
Running the asylum.
What is your flavor?
Who, if you ask them,
do you like the purple?
Basic questions about our political processes, can't answer them, but somehow they're involved in Twitch politics. It's insane to me, but that's what the core problem is. Not that
he
there's
needs to stop smoking.
Conflict between
is he vaping
political
now?
streamers who actually understand political
You
issues.
can like hear it on his voice.
Right. So just to make sure that everyone's firing in the right direction,
it's painful.
Here, can you please raise your hand if you think there needs to be a reduction of drama?
Reduction in the drama, or raise the drama? Increase the drama, decrease the drama. What are we doing?
Oh. Yeah.
Does anybody think?
I just kind of laid this out, right?
Okay.
The reduction of drama needs to come from people who don't know anything about politics, right? If they don't know anything about the political process, why are you commenting about it except to farm up clicks and views? That's the toxic portion of this, not the soap opera between different streamers who know what the hell they're talking about. It's from outside agitation forces who are involved inside the Twitch arena, who farm up this conflict.
Like, wait,
and they don't know
who's he
anything
even talking about?
politics at all.
Who's he talking about?
I don't think there's an issue people farming clicks and views, making.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Listen to
Why
the
is it
words
hard
that are
for you
coming
to-
out of my
I
mouth.
understood everything I just said. What I'm saying to you is that if you don't
So ARI had no problem understanding, and yet Rhizome. Okay, Andrew, we see you. We see you.
know how the basics of our
I don't
own
even have to
government
say it.
works,
I don't even
what the hell
have to
are you
say
doing
it,
here?
Andrew. I don't
making
even have to
political
say it.
entertainment that
Do
isn't
I?
It's
most
not
informed.
political entertainment if you don't understand how politics works, is it? It's just
But it can
entertainment
be,
at
yeah.
that point.
No, it can
Entertainment,
be.
What is the subject matter?
We have to have a
Andrew?
monopoly on the drama. That is exactly it. That is it. That like the cancel council, right? Do you know about this, chat? After the Prime Cry drama, like Eris, Chud Logic, a bunch of sussy bakas got together and they formed like they did some sort of stream on Prime Kai that nobody watched, and they were talking about the cancel council. They wanted to form a council to decide who does and does not get canceled, so that they can make sure that their dudes not canceled, anybody that talks against their dudes canceled, right? They want to be able to control that. They want to run this bitch. Right? That's what they were saying. And luckily, like, it gave enough people cold feet, including maybe even Chud, right? I don't even know where Chud was on that, but I know he was a part of those discussions, right? People backed away from it, and, you know, there was very few people actually of clout interested in doing that. But, like, yeah, I mean, this was this was talking about some 1984 shit, right?
It should be politics.
So what it would be then would be political entertainment, right?
Yeah, but you would have to know something about what is political.
Hey, what's up,
All right?
Darknet?
Instead of just coming on and saying that chick's ass is fat.
I mean,
you
hey,
could
I know
come
my
on
ass is
instead and
fat,
talk
but
about
come on.
actual policy.
Come on,
That would
Andrew.
click the politics category on Twitch. Do they give you a quiz?
Jeez.
If they're talking about fat asses on girls.
Talk about my fat ass?
Has nothing to do with my point. And you guys aren't following my point. I don't know why. What I'm saying to you
Chat, do you like
is
my fat
that
ass?
It's a you problem.
people inside of
Should we have
Twitch
a fat ass
no, maybe it's a
stream?
you problem. You don't know what that. Well, you do maybe know what the hell you're talking about, but these guys don't. They don't know anything about politics. Come on.
So it
man.
sounds like you're saying people don't know
Kiss
about
of
politics,
Judas.
but make political
Got that Judas
entertainment.
kiss
Therefore, we can't call it political
BPF.
entertainment because they aren't informed. on
Political
politics. It's just
entertainment?
like-
Well, what I'm saying
How far into the wrestling meta are we? You want me to toggle cat
is
ears?
that if you want to know where all of the
Okay.
actual drama and toxicity
Let's make that
comes
happen.
from, it's not from people who are serious about
It's from the
political
woke
issues
scolds.
and are willing to take other people's ideology on, which would lead to interpersonal conflict, which is fine. It comes
Tinder
from
queers.
the toxicity of people who are in no way involved
cry
in
bullies.
politics, don't care about politics. They're just
Right.
here to cause problems. They're just here to start.
They're just
Can
here
you
to
bear
cry
that out
bully.
in a way that compels
That's what I'm
me
here
to
for,
agree?
By
chat.
asking a person if they know anything about politics. By asking
where's
you what's,
my-
what's the
Everyone who you
secretary.
ask can
Hey,
confirm
so let
that
me ask you a
belief.
question. Put your hands up like this and tell me who the secretary
Did you
of
just
state
say
is.
put your hands
So
in
I
the
know you're
air
not
and
Googling it.
wave them
Go
like?
ahead.
Well, I'm not. That's not what I'm asking you.
That's what I'm asking you. Who's
Okay,
the
I'm not gonna.
secretary
I'm
of
not
state?
gonna engage just because
Right,
you want to go
because you
down a
don't
certain
fucking
line.
know. You don't know. This is my point. You don't know
It
anything
has
about
nothing
the
to do with what I was saying.
But it has to do with what I'm saying.
But you're saying you can confirm this just by quizzing people, and everybody who shows
I'm
you the
saying that
result
if
that
you
you
don't
expect.
know the
I'm still
basics-
speaking. You said that you can go
That's
about by
nice.
quizzing people, and everybody who gives you the result is confirming the belief. That's
What
not
I'm
a good way to.
what
That's
I-
not a
what
good way
I'm
to
saying to
confirm an
you-
idea.
what I'm
That's
saying
not.
to
That's
you-
not going to show you.
Okay, I got it.
It's only going to show you selective
Andrew.
evidence. I mean, I'm sorry, it might upset
Wait,
you. but
hold
I
on.
can
Wait,
talk to you.
wait. Andrew, don't interrupt like that. Rhizome, finish your point.
I mean, through his interruptions, I said what I said, but essentially, he's saying that we could confirm this by just doing a quiz. And if you do that, then you're just taking people one by one, and you're getting answers from them that either confirm or deny
you gonna do
this
a
belief.
poll?
But he's just going to pick the evidence that
Who
confirms
is the
it and say, "There you go,
Secretary
you
of
proved
State?"
my point right there. You just showed that no, you don't know. So there you go. Nobody knows. That's not
Options.
an actual way to.
Ron
prove that argument.
DeSantis,
So let me respond.
Antony
by
Blinken.
telling you that I understand people who understand the political process and those who do not. IRI
Kid
and I
Rock.
have had in-depth discussions about actual political issues.
or Florida Man.
Sometimes those things are interjected where there is interpersonal conflict, and him and I agree that that's just fine. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But I came to Twitch Politics, and most Twitch streamers should have come to Twitch Politics to talk about the various political processes, the various political parties, and the various goings-on that are happening politically.
Dude,
not to come on here and say,
I hate that the one that brings up the point that we're not really talking about politics here, we're talking about drama, is the self-avowed fascist. That's terrible.
Hey, oh, that girl has a fat ass, and that one over there
I know I have a
isn't good-looking
fat
enough,
ass,
or
I'm
that guy
working
over
on it,
there's
okay?
annoying, or this type of thing. That's not what it's for.
Okay,
And that's
I know I
where-
have a fat
So
ass,
what I'm saying
Andrew.
is that type of thing is where you're getting the toxic portion of the drama.
Oh God,
that
Ron
you guys are
DeSantis
actually
is Florida
upset
man.
about,
Sorry.
right? And it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy.
The toxic part of the drama that comes out of Twitch politics is people not willing to actually confront other people because they're too fucking scared to.
It's the cry bullies. It's the cry bullies. The cry bullies. They're the toxicity. It's the cry bullies.
If they actually did, they would be made to
We just need to bully them harder. Harder. Bully those cry bullies.
look like fucking fools, right? They're very
Just go
content-
harder on the cry bullies. Go harder on the woke scold.
blast people on fucking Twitter and spread rumors and fucking false information or hyperbolic information about people so that they can, ruin people's information or their reputation rather. Okay, that's what the toxic part of Twitch politics is. If people actually confronted each other and actually talked to each other and, were able to explain in words to someone's
cat ears,
face
where the fuck are
why
they, though?
They don't like them or why they are
You have to
this thing
explain.
or that thing, why
So-
they
so-
are a race.
What this is, right, is this is a bullying technique. What's being discussed here, right, that is the bullying technique. Professor Flowers makes a video talking about her problems with Vaush and how he uses his platform. Vaush says, well, if you're really serious about your criticism, then you'll come on and talk and have a good faith discussion. Professor Flowers thinks that there might be an opportunity there, comes on with Vaush and finds out that the good faith discussion was never on the table. She was gonna get used and abused because Vaush's audience is literally too ignorant to understand her argument. So she's got no chance. She's trying to argue to a bunch of people that have basically been programmed not to understand what she's saying. And so she suffers immense and undescribable consequences. The toll that it takes on you, the hot allostatic load, as Lindsay Ellis said, is something that really wears away at your ability to deal with content creation and even just life. So she gets hurt. Vaush profits. Why are we doing this? I think we can learn a lesson from that, right? So when the asshole bully tells you that if you're gonna criticize him, you gotta come on and tell him why. Tell him to fuck right off, right? You don't need to fucking be used by him. You don't need that. You don't need that drama. You don't need that anxiety. Do what I did with Destiny and tell him to fuck the hell off.
Who in here believes that you should have a basic understanding of American politics, systems of government or whatever system? I know Chud lives in the
Know what the Nazgul vortex is, for instance?
worst country, but whatever country you live in, you should have a basic understanding
Where
of
the hell is
politics
my
in your
cat
country
ear?
or somewhat, just anywhere. If
ears?
you want to be streaming politics on Twitch as your primary streaming thing.
That is a weird fucking assertion from the naked emperor, Mr. Bathrobe himself, so that you should know what the fuck you're talking about when he didn't know what he was talking about on my stream. He came on to talk about platforming, right? And he doesn't fucking know there's a large movement in terms of the populist right? Like Crystal and Kyle, Infrared's another example of this. Like he's debated Infrared, but he doesn't understand the political phenomenon that births Infrared. So when I try to talk to him about the Nazgul vortex, Vaush's terminology, right? I use a Vaush term. And he's like, that is too fucking high level for me. I do not know what you're talking about. And whatever it is, it must not be very important. Because if I don't know about it, it's not very important. That is where his bias is, right? In affirming his greatness. This is the naked emperor of Twitch politics, this ass clown.
Yeah.
At some point, Dylan, people are just gonna start throwing tomatoes at your balls, okay? And I don't know how to help you after that. I don't know how to help you then.
I mean, knowing
the
how the
problem you've
basics
got-
of how the government works is probably useful, right?
Where the
As a
fuck are my
political
cat
streamer,
ears,
it's
though?
probably-
Oh, there they are.
It's maybe useful as a political streamer to know how the government works, Stardust.
My
Really?
thing with politics is it's
Oh
not
my
just
God,
about
oh my
the,
God, okay.
day-to-day real
There's a lot of
politic.
people
It's
being
also about
exposed
the
right now.
abstracts. It's also about about the values and the concepts. And I think people can engage in political discussions and learn and come to Twitch to do that.
In general,
Well, I mean,
I would
like-
say that most people, in general, I would say most people in the United States don't have a basic understanding of the political system.
Which is why
So
they're
this
not political
entire-
Which is why we don't talk about that kind of
Well,
stuff.
that's
We
why
talk
they're
about
not
drama and
political
pretend it's
Stardust.
politics.
Okay, can I finish what I'm saying?
Listen,
yeah.
no, you don't need to finish what you're saying, okay? We get it. Like, right and left, these are just like, you know, two different football teams, right? It's just teams. Are you on the Chicago Bears? Are you on the Cincinnati Bengals? Are you on the like, I don't know, whatever other football teams there are in the world? Right, the Major League Football, that's all in the U.S., right?
So which
I
is
know
why
all about
we
football,
asked,
chat.
like, should people know about
Like, look, I'm taking this entirely too seriously, and there's honestly nothing for me here. For the rest of this panel, my mission is to get stoned, act like a slut, and have fun. Are you okay with that? That's what I'm gonna do.
political streamer or not?
Ketchup?
You should
Wait,
have a
ketchup? Ooh, I love
basic
ketchup.
understanding of
I
like
love
whatever
ketchup.
country you're living in.
Politics
so-
isn't just policy.
But
First
let me
mission?
finish. Now, if you're talking about just like an abstract concept like racism, just like overall or something, then you don't technically
Racism,
need
like,
to know
overall.
like who's in what the Supreme Court is or like what
You just need to know racism bad, right,
a
Dylan?
ballot box. You don't need to technically know these things. And so if you want to dabble in stuff like that, if you want to
Okay.
be like a video
Dilettante,
essayist, like
dabble,
I don't know, like
yeah,
H
sure.
bomber guy, you technically don't need to know what a Tory and what a Labor Party is, right?
Did Dylan just say he's smarter than H Bomber guy? That's what I heard, chat. Is that what you heard? Hot dog posting. Oh, I
yeah,
love
and
that.
I don't need to know how to like make a spacecraft in order to talk about spacecrafts, but it would probably help a whole lot if I wanted to have a serious discussion about spacecrafts, right?
Sure.
Sure, it would
Makes
help,
sense.
but we're talking about what is necessary to come to the actual platform.
Banana Man, you bring a good point. There's an awful lot of sugary sweetness in our ketchup, right? Why is our ketchup a dessert?
I'd like to interject briefly because I can't help but notice that we've shunted away from the topic to move
Shunted?
over to a
Okay.
definition Andrew initiated.
It's one of these words that Vaush uses because he heard the STEM students talking about like the phosphate shunt or something, and he thinks it makes him sound smart, even though it's like kind of a weird word to use there. But he's going to use it anyway, just to let us know that he's a big boy and he knows lots of big words. It pays to enrich your word power, right, Vaush?
Obviously, you all agree
It pays.
that some element of drama and toxicity
everybody knows
in
how
this platform
smart
comes
Vaush
from people
is.
who aren't sufficiently educated on the subjects they discuss. Like the focus.
Like the one mean thing I talked about, like shit about Vaush with Professor Flowers, was about how he flexes his BA, and that is not to shame, okay? If you only have a BA, I'm not looking down at you. If you don't have a BA, I'm not looking down at you, okay? But the thing with Vaush is he's got a BA or BS, and is it probably a BS in sociology, and he constantly flexes that thing. Well, understanding like I do about sociology, having attained the level of baccalaureate. Wait, what is it called? The level of, anyway, I don't even know, chat. Like, you know, but he would probably throw that in. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm just having too much fun, chat. I'm not trying to be mean, okay? I honestly am not having a go at Vaush over intelligence of all things. There's a lot of things that, like, look, intelligence or lack thereof, that's not a moral flaw. Vaush has got plenty of moral flaws.
Probably
Masters
a
in
narrow
condiments.
slice of what you think of.
Oh,
when
fuck
you refer to
yes.
drama
Oh,
on this
fuck
platform.
yes.
I'll ask directly for the
The
topics we
University of
discussed.
Sauce. Delicious.
fact
I
that
want
it
you to
had-
understand that ever since I've been a wee little lass on the internets, I've been searching for the sauce. I know it's out there, and I know I can find it. I know I can be the one, because the sauce has chosen me. The sauce has chosen me as its vessel, chat. The sauce. Okay, so wait, you're saying you have a personal vendetta against ketchup. Is that because, like, think of it this way, chat. Okay, ketchup or tomatoes through ketchup, they have a sauce, okay? They have an official sauce, they have a flag. Mustard, and I guess by virtue of that, mustard greens have a sauce in mustard. Why do carrots not have a sauce? Why is there not a carrot sauce? There's no carrot sauce. Why is that a thing, right? Why can't we have, it's 2022. Can we not have a carrot sauce?
No, I just want it to be useful, and I want you to interject
Yes,
with.
I'm
I want
trying
you
to be useful.
okay.
I'm trying to be useful, but you've interrupted me. Actually, I was in the middle
Sure.
of speaking. So
Sure, I mean,
what I
go
was
ahead.
saying.
Stardust, never fear. Listen, you are incredibly useful, okay? To people like Big Papa Fascist, Nick Fuentes, Flamenco. Don't worry, Stardust. Your utility to the right wing is immeasurable, okay? Can I say that? Clip that and ship that too. I'm not afraid of that take.
What I was saying was that
You're
I
very
think
useful.
It is useful that we talk about the fact. I
Some
mean,
would say
how
you're
is it
nothing
not
but
useful
useful.
that we talk about people who are trying to oust people out of their fucking jobs when they disagree with them on a political
This is my
take.
job.
Are you kidding me? Is that not useful
This
enough
is my
for you?
job.
I think we all agree that's bad. Okay, but I think.
Still fucking talking.
But I think we all agree that's
fat
bad.
whore. Okay. Anyways.
Why are we
what
still
I'm
talking
saying-
about this? Yes,
Shut
it's
up.
bad.
Let's start us
Let's
finish.
move on.
I fucking hate you people. I literally hate you. I hate you with all of my soul. I actually am trying to have a conversation about something that affects people in a very negative way, and you decide to fucking talk down, talk over me. I don't like it. I get it. I have a voice that sounds like, I don't know, a child or something, or it's very grating for you. I don't know what it is, but I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it, and I'm gonna do a Haas in my microphone if you don't fucking let me speak. So, anyways,
Stardust, your voice is fine.
as I was saying,
And if you want to do a Haas, it's more like this. Yoda 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 yo, yoda 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 yo, yoda yo, yoda yo, yoda 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 yo yo yo. That is Haas.
I think it's real bullshit that when you disagree with somebody on a political take, that somebody will try to find out all the information they can about you and fucking cancel your actual fucking career. They try to go after your YouTube channel or your Twitch channel, or they try to tell everybody in the world that you're a crazy racist bigot.
Wait
just
a minute. Didn't your friend Eris try to tell everybody in the world that I was a crazy streamer? Bitch, fuck off with your listen, Stardust, I can take you because I think I understand you. I know what you're about and I know what you're not about, all right? And I accept that. But when you start concern trolling like that, that's the one thing I can't handle. That's the one thing I can't handle is this bullshit concern trolling.
You're not agreeing
Oh
with
my
everything
God, we
they're
gotta-
saying,
we gotta
or
make
because
these
you
peop-
talk to
these-
somebody that they don't think you should talk to.
This is a 4-hour
Yeah, but
fucking
Stardust,
video. What the
you
fuck did I
created
sign
them.
up for?
I didn't create them.
Oh, no,
I
you
didn't create
went to
them.
what?
I get talked down to all the time.
Wait, Stardust, you're interjecting now, and you're talking over me, and that's not very nice, right? So let's not do that. So backing it up, okay? Let's.
Okay, so he's taking her seriously that she really gets like been out of shape by being talked down to. So like what he's doing here is trying to actually like talk down to her more. So what BPF is like, oh, you don't like being talked down to? Okay, they're a little, you know, like so. I don't think that Stardust is really. I think that she's just playing a character. I don't think that she's really gonna get mad. Well, let's see what happens. Let's see if she's, you know.
Examine this.
See if
You
she'll flip
guys
out
have
on
at
him.
the forefront of your
he's
social
definitely
justice
baiting.
warrioring,
He's baiting her.
been going out of your way.
Oh, yeah,
to
she's
make
a big
sure to put,
SJW, huge.
LGBTQ issues at the forefront.
Look,
And
Stardust and Doobie, they're huge SJWs.
it's gotten to the point where it has become so absurd.
Eris
that they
too,
now
huge
cancel you
SJW.
for disagreeing with things that are obvious objective reality, much to the laughter of myself and people like me. So when they come for you and they break your channels like they did to Destiny, right? You know how bad I feel about that? I don't feel bad about it at all. You cannot create the problem.
Wait, is this a
and then
Vaush fan
demand
channel?
A solution to the problem that you created.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about me, Banana Man. No, this is the Vaush pit. This is the Vaush pit that hosts this one.
Well, and let me finish.
Shout outs to the Vaush pit. Thank you for getting us this video, uwu.
You created the most lunatic crowd that I've ever seen in my life, who identify as deers and all kinds of strange, crazy shit.
Oh
And then
my
you're like,
God.
what is it? What's wrong?
It's
I don't
on.
understand what's wrong with these
It's
people.
on
Why do
now,
they come
chat.
after us and try
It's
to take our
on.
platforms away? Well, you created the problem.
It's
Who's
not that
you?
we don't
That's it.
understand.
Wait, it sounds
No, wait, hold on. This is asinine. To the drama, I'm going to ask again and a little bit more pointedly, okay? When you all boot up your streams, and when I do too, we have a choice.
I boat
We
it
talk
right
about
up.
issues, events, and people taking place in local or state politics.
Oh, my affection
nationwide,
on
whatever.
Vaush.
Or we talk about each other.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Everyone
Vaush
makes a
is kind of
choice.
like not the
A lot of us
issue in
talk
this
about
one
each
for
other
once.
More than we talk about actual issues going on. When I'm talking about drama, when I think about drama, I don't think about just people trying to end others' careers or dox them or whatever. Certainly that's a part of it. I think most people here would say that's a bad thing. But I do think broadly about the industry farming of attention that we get when we interact with each other. So I would like to talk about that as it pertains more to the broader subject, rather than this fixation on whether or not people who are on the left cultivate this very specific subcategory of drama for themselves. Now, the question again, to be crystal clear here, is does it help or hurt Twitch politics? Does focusing on other content creators in this space help or hurt?
Okay, so first adjective is
Please. I think it helps.
complete.
Okay, I'll
right?
get you Sonsoy first, because hand up, then Stardust.
Okay, so what was my agenda again? Okay, get stoned. Wait, there was one. Get stoned something and then act like a slut. Does anybody remember? What was the second thing I was gonna do? Get stoned. I should have written it down, is what I should have done. Because now that I got stoned, I can't remember what number 2 was, but I know the final goal is act like a slut for the rest of the stream. Gatekeep? Yeah. Get stoned, gatekeep, act like a slut. I think that maybe... Wait, who am I supposed to gatekeep? Samantha? Is Samantha even here? Is Danabo here? Can Danabo bring Samantha? Are we gonna gatekeep?
We have to choose
Sussy
somewhere on a spectrum of information to entertainment in order to get out the sort of things
Oh my
that we
god,
want to get out to our
Sonsoy!
audience.
Like,
and
no, we got the spectrum! We got entertainment, we got education. This is the spectrum! These two things are diametrically opposed. This is how Sonsoy thinks of the world. And you can tell which side he finds more appealing. You can tell which side he finds more appealing. That's too bad. That's too bad.
That we're trying to speak
I don't
to.
think you're a dumb guy, Sonsoy. I don't think you're a dumb guy.
It's much more.
The whole thing. The whole thing. Oh, I wish we had a Vaush interlude. That would be great right now.
Like,
that would be so good.
Somewhere on that spectrum of like information to entertainment. I personally like to do a little bit more entertainment. And when someone says something that is incorrect about a certain political issue, I can make some kind of entertaining content around that while still trying to like live out my values, trying to speak about things and argue against things that I dislike. Fucking hate.
I still
women
can't
and wanna,
remember
like,
that
keep them
third
inside of
thing.
their houses, like the fucking what is the TV
What is that
show
book?
Handmaid's Tale?
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
They
with
wanna
the
say,
with the
like,
outfits and stuff.
liberals
Yeah,
and lefties just wanna,
the bitches with the outfits.
they're
Yeah,
all
yeah, that
groomers
one.
and
You know
shit,
the
and
bitches
this
with the
particular
outfits. They're like
streamer,
red
they're a
and
groomer
stuff.
because they're
Yeah,
trans. Like,
that
all that's
one.
just bullshit. And if you actually like had the balls,
What is
or
that
the,
called
the
again?
gumption or the chutzpah
Handmaid's
or whatever the
Tales?
fuck, to actually engage with the other person and see why they believe
He's
the things
saying
they do,
we
then,
don't
like,
have
maybe the
chutzpah.
drama that we farm here would be a little
Well, I
bit
mean,
more.
at least Sonsoy, you can say that I had the chutzpah to talk to you, but you haven't come back for a second bite. And also, Sonsoy, you said that I called you a Nazi. And I said that if I called you a Nazi, I didn't mean to, ooh, and it was a very bad thing for me to do, and I would apologize for that if you could just simply produce the clip that you said you had of me calling you a Nazi. Sonsoy, I haven't seen shit from you. It's almost like there is no tape of me calling you a Nazi because, Sonsoy, I never called you a Nazi.
When the drama becomes bad is when we're making accusations that are very permanent on people, right? And those accusations
I know,
travel
right?
elsewhere. So I definitely see Dylan's concern in that area. However, I would say that comparatively to other online communities, we are like leagues ahead of them. Like there are other online communities where they're accusing each other of being pedos and being molesters and groomers every day, and I'm pretty sure most of them are not. Yeah,
Stardust, you hang out with too many groypers.
I do think that
What's your
there's like a
problem?
level of drama that is healthy. You know, we're all coworkers where there's going to be some drama, right? But yeah, that's just my take, I guess.
No, we're not coworkers.
Oh.
What are you talking about? We're not coworkers.
It was get stoned, act like a slut, and have fun.
Can we
Was it?
Chud,
Can
you're
we
up
stop
next.
this fucking code, please? Because this productive bullshit, it's all a load of nonsense, right? My most viewed stream recently was me, Dylan, and Dan talking about fucking Dylan's shit he was saying on stream the other day. My most viewed clip on YouTube, I think, was going over Cat Black's manifesto
Danabo.
on Vaush. So, you know,
Ooh.
audience dictates what we do
Ooh,
as well.
ooh.
You know, you go and do some fucking boring, dusty-ass politics stream.
Dusty-ass politics
policy in this fucking
stream?
area of the United States. No fucker's gonna
Excuse
watch
me,
it, 'cause
Chud?
no one fucking cares about that shit, okay?
Chud, are you calling my pussy dusty? Like, if this was an ice cream, I would throw it on the ground, okay? This uncanny valley VTuber, Chud, what are you doing? Why? This VTuber is a crime against nature. Like, what even is this? It just sits here and moves exactly like this. And actually, no. I have more expression trying to have no expression than Chud's VTuber, right? Eris's VTuber, at least it goes like, it can, like, you know, it can rotate, right? And I mean, that does make Eris look a little bit like a little creepy, but you know, that's okay. You know, that's Eris, right? Chud's not even doing that. Chud is not even giving us that. I don't know where you got your VTuber out of, Chud, but I feel like you got to get out of the factory presets. Chud, if I sent you like a keyboard, okay, would you stick to the presets, or would you maybe like program a patch or two? I would like to think that if I sent you a keyboard, Chud, that you could at least take one patch and save it as like with a modification. You know, you're like, I want more reverb on this. Fine, you add more reverb to it. I want this to the response to the wheel to be more sensitive or less sensitive. I would like to think that at least one setting on that synthesizer would be something that I would find modified by you, Chud Logic, were I to send you said synthesizer, right? But the way that you're putting together your VTuber, like, that's right out the box, isn't it? Definitely with the Destiny meta of like punch left and like monetize the massive ignorance in the center and the right. It's definitely where IRI is at today.
So
Okay, so you need political value, not just like
one moment.
consuming.
If I understand where the discussion is right now,
yeah, I haven't
basically
heard enough
everyone
from
believes that
Vaush.
drama is beneficial so long as it doesn't lead to a life ruination. And what we're talking about right now is if anything but drama is produced by this space. That's what we're currently discussing. So we've essentially solved the question: is drama good for Twitch? The answer being yes, as long as you're not like, you know, trying to dox or like destroy somebody's career or very obviously over the line stuff like that. Okay.
Oh my god, speaking of drama,
unless it's a tactical
how
doxing.
far are
so
we
if the subject
into
then
this
is anything at all produced
video
on this platform?
Oh my gosh,
outside of drama,
we're not even
I have
halfway
to ask
done.
a pointed question, inappropriate for a moderator, but
We
Chud
got
Logic,
so much
how
more.
do you feel about the
We got
content
so
produced
much
by IRI,
content.
who has, I think, of all of us here,
content, chat. I drink your content. That's what we've got, chat. We've got a fucking shitload of content.
Probably
We got
the most
sausage.
dedicated,
I'm covered in
policy-informed
sausage,
sort of,
chat. This
producer
is my
platform.
life. This is what
Obviously,
YouTube
IRI's
wants from
content
me.
is great.
Later said like
I want to
that it
play
has to kind
like
of do with politics,
Minecraft
so
or
it's not
something,
just
chat. This
value
is
produced, right?
terrible.
Because people can
I
value-
absolutely
I'm not
can't.
with what other people are saying, because to me, productive means you're producing something of value.
This
and
is
that's gonna
so
be very
bad.
subjective. We'll
Look,
try and
I'm
act
about
like
to
there's some
become
brand
more
of thing being
productive
created,
in
there's some
destroying
brand
my
of
state of
productivity being engaged
consciousness,
in.
if you don't mind.
Chud,
Is that
Okay.
what I said?
No, I don't think
Okay,
he does. Well, I
so
will-
the complex irony of this is this, that Sonsoy, despite the fact that he and Stardust, which together comprise Soy Dust, they are part of the reason that the right wing, like Big Papa fascists, like Lauren Southern, like all these people, etc., right, are part of Twitch politics, right? They're a big part of the reason. And yet Sonsoy wants to think that there's some kind of socially redeeming role that he fulfills, making sausage. And Chud is like at the end of the sausage machine, extruding out the sausage, just spraying motherfuckers in the mouth. He's watching these people develop heart disease and colon cancer and die before his eyes, and Sonsoy's unable to glimpse the reality that Chud just absolutely accepted. Like, this is the complex irony that what Chud is saying is soulless and heartless and everything, but what Sonsoy is saying is brainless. And then Stardust has no courage. Chat, do we possibly have the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, and the Cowardly Lion from The Wizard of Oz right here in front of us as we speak? Is that what we're looking at? Is that what I see? You got no heart, you got no brain, and you got no courage. Wow, okay, so no wonder we're following the yellow brick road to me losing my grip on reality.
There used to be a lot of right-wing content creators on this platform. Was it a good outcome to run them all out so that you have to bitch and eat yourselves? Probably.
What do you mean by run them all out? Because as I remember, they TOS'd themselves out. Who I don't understand the right wing's conception. What did we do? Did we ran them all out? Did I cancel them all? BPF? What? How does this work?
Sonsoy?
Meow.
It's better.
Why am I
Chud
not
says it's better
matching
content. I agree.
chat?
But that doesn't mean that
that
they're
it would
better
probably
outcomes.
led to better outcomes for you when you and
Not a lot of people have the same path that I had. Almost nobody does, in fact. What?
Yeah, I remember your introduction to this space was trolling my fucking chat, coming in here, trying to start, like, well, I thought you were trying to start drama. It turns out what he was actually doing was watching. He was watching trans streamers get donos and then trying to make the case that these donos are not going to surgery to help you pass better or to assimilate better, right? And therefore, in the immense logic of this great mind of our times, trans people aren't real. That was the argument that he made to Dylan Burns. And you would think that that argument would have been part of the losing side of the equation, right? Unfortunately, Dylan was even more incompetent than BPF and pretty much got rinsed. That was about the only point that Big Papa Fash made that didn't actually stick.
for the conversations that people are
Wait,
having.
wait,
Oh,
wait,
shit,
wait.
now we
I
have
just want to
another
point
person
something
here.
out. Black pill used in the positive. That's something that you see on Twitch politics, and that's what I'm talking about when I say that it's like, even if you're dealing with like left-wing Twitch streamers, they're like left-wing with Pepe's in chat. You know what I'm saying? They're like left-wing with right-wing aesthetics. And that's just it. Like the fact that Black Pill is just like, oh yeah, Black Pill is a good thing. Totally, we accept this, right? Black Pill is a good thing on the right. That's
almost in every single fucking way.
Moo to you
If
too,
people are
Melody
fucking talking
Meow.
to me, right now, I'm getting dozens of screen caps from like 4 or 5 people of other streamers and other people's chats spreading lies about me. All right. So one of the things that I would like to point out is those people would actually just come and fucking talk to me.
Sonsoy, that's like not good for your health. So what Sonsoy's saying is that he's got people on Chatterino for him, like monitoring the chats of streamers that are his enemies. That's like a recipe for just like, I don't know, like, geez, Sonsoy. I'm not entirely like against the idea of reappropriating something from the right if you do it in the right way. But like, I feel like the wrong way to do it is unconsciously. You've got to be conscious of what you're doing, and then you've got to transform the right-wing thing, have it serve a different function. In other words, like woke scolds. Woke scolds doesn't work to adopt for the left because that is a pejorative against people that have, you know, concerns for marginalized people, used as a pejorative for people who have concerns about marginalized people. You didn't transform it, you didn't change it, you just adopted it, right? You merely adopted it, yeah. And because of that, like that's kind of a right-wing move, and I'm gonna call it out. And I know that doesn't mean you're the quartering, and I know that doesn't mean you're Sargon or Tim Pool or Andy No, but that's kind of some right-wing shit. And there's too many lefties trying to run a left-wing program with right-wing aesthetics. They think that the right-wing aesthetics are good. They think that the right-wing aesthetics are strong. And what they don't realize is it's like, to be strong, you gotta rest in your own strength. And dominance paradigm isn't the strength of the left. That's literally not what we're about. Look, do I have to spell it out for you? Who wants to dominate and rule and exclude that which they don't understand? The right. If you adopt that, a little part of you, it's gonna, you know, have that taint on it, and it's gonna affect your praxis. If that's even a word that you're allowed to use on Twitch politics anymore, I don't know, chat. I might get in trouble for that.
It's like negative fucking.
It seems like even the lefties here are kind of anti-communist.
All right, Dylan, does that satisfy your
submissive and breedable paradigm for us?
Yes,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask to follow up. That was just a clarifying question.
Sure.
So
oh my god, did I have to do that? Probably not, but I did it.
You're the number one. I want to ask.
It's part of my agenda, chat, is to act like a slut today.
Isn't going to be drama coverage, and like this is something that is like offered, and this is something you would reject.
Unbunkable.
Thing, right? Like, therefore, I need somebody like Dan or somebody else in here who knows the depth of the situation. I don't think it was.
Hold on, we're dipping yet again into some
sexual
tangential shit of which I have no knowledge.
Why am I making everything
Bryce,
sexual?
I'm jumping to you. What's your point?
I want to know about the depths of the situation
looks
too.
like Stardust has her hand up too. I just want to point out, she's dying.
If I can, I think Sonsoy had a great point earlier about people just coming and talking to you when they have an issue with you. Because while I've been on this panel, somebody made a subtweet about me saying that they didn't join the panel because I'm friends.
Did somebody make a subtweet about you, Stardust? You're such a victim. Oh my god, I can't believe somebody subtweeted you. That's so vicious. I'm so glad that you're psychic and you can tell when it's a sub. But I think that it's not a subtweet. I think she's talking about Keffals saying that she does it. So Stardust just brought the Keffals drama onto the panel. Keffals didn't want to be part of the panel, ostensibly did not want to be part of the drama, and yet Stardust has to pull Keffals in. I hope you get ratioed. I hope you get ratioed, bitch.
With a neo-Nazi.
Not gonna
that's
cry
been
for you.
harassing them for 2 months. Now, if you want to, come talk to me. I think it would be great if we could talk about it. Maybe you could explain to me what other friends
Keffals, I mean, like, not that you're watching, but if you were, Jesus Christ, do not go on with Stardust, okay? Do not get victimized like this. This is fucked up. I hope, yeah, I feel like Keffals has got some smart people around her. That is who pulled her off of this. Keffals would have been on this fucking stream. That's what's wild to me, chat. This is the stream that they were going to pull Keffals into.
Wait, this doesn't pertain to the topic at all. This is just a call out to it.
It does pertain to the topic because it's drama.
That doesn't mean free reign to participate in your own drama.
I don't think about you. You shouldn't fucking.
Can I finish what I was saying before people interrupt me again? Because I waited I think I waited patiently.
As long as it pertains to the subject of discussion. All right, please.
Can we talk about the new Pokemon that has?
Like, I'm just imagining a bunch of edgy bros being like, "Cancel me, mommy, cancel cancel me hard. Yes, they all want it. They all want it so bad. They want me to woke scold them.
Can we talk
They
about this new
need
Pokemon
it.
that's joined us here?
They need it.
Yeah, we do have a guest
shit.
occupying the call. Perhaps they're waiting for the third topic.
That was mids.
I
That
think
was
this subject
mids.
has well and truly been run
That was
through.
some mids
I'm
right
calling
there.
Outros now. You can say
Take
whatever you
me
have to say there. Then
down.
we'll move to the
Oh,
third.
yes.
We'll go in
I
the
want
same
you to
order that
call
we
me
did with the intros
out.
here.
Hold
Stardust,
me
go right ahead.
accountable. Yes.
Okay, yeah, so just to reiterate, please come talk to me. Please try to if you came and talked to me and asked me why I do the things that I do, why I talk to the people I talk to, maybe I'll surprise you. Maybe you'll learn something new. Maybe you'll understand my perspective, where
Maybe she doesn't care.
I'm coming from, why I'm willing to tolerate the amount of bullshit that I tolerate. But when you are just subtweeting me, you don't even know me, we've never had a conversation before.
Why should she care?
Keffals, I don't know what to do.
Why should she
I
care?
hope you come and talk to me, please. Thank you.
And please, Sonsoy, go right ahead.
Yeah, I just wish people would actually engage with each other in this space. It would lead to more content. It would lead to probably larger growth in all these different communities. It's a win-win for everybody, unless you're a ghoul that just can't be nice to other people. So the more people that are willing
Unless
to
you're
collaborate
some
with
kind
other
of no comment chick.
creators, the better. That's what I think.
All right.
A ghoul that can't be nice to anyone, not a ghoul that brings on fascists and
Rhizome, please go right ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think I said it up front before. I think interpersonal drama has the potential for us to lose the war of attrition. But when it comes to like leading to productive outcomes, I'm very much aligned with Chud. I mean, does a conversation like this have ripples outside of Twitch and like lead to actual meaningful change or anything happening in the real world? Definitely, probably not. When it comes to like maybe personal like conclusions that people draw and like gain like there's the potential for people to gain new perspective and outlook by coming to Twitch. But yeah, that's about it. I make content for entertainment first and foremost. I have an interest in politics. That's it.
All right, please go right ahead.
Yeah, so to the question, is drama hurting or helping Twitch politics? I think it's the only reason Twitch politics exists at this point, being in a midterm election year. I think as we get closer to 2024, the drama will pick up with the politics a little more, especially if Elon Musk buys Twitter and unbans Trump. I agree with Dylan. I think that's what a big part of Twitch politics was, and we were able to focus on crazy people like Trump instead of each other. But I say do a cannonball straight into the deep end of drama.
Television
We need more of it. I think it's great for everybody.
All right. Dylan, please.
It's crazy because like we do the topic on drama, right? And from it, more drama gets produced, right? It is impossible to parse the topic without having more drama and more theater produced from it. And I don't think it's inherently bad, but fuck, I guess what I feel most is that a lot of times I guess it also is tiring just a little bit. I don't know, just for it to be a constant. I guess it's just tiring. It feels like, I don't know. That's what I'm taking most from this topic, is I just feel tired after the topic.
Are you guys going to talk about politics at any point?
I know some people might say that one thing that might dispute my point is the record viewership of some of the conversations, discourse, discussions, and segments about Ukraine, Russia. How I would respond to that is I would say, what better example is there of drama than two nation states fighting it out in the battleground, a real battleground? Ukraine is like a big debate between Putin and Zelensky.
Politics on a national or global
That
scale
was brutal.
is interpersonal
That was
conflict, and it is
brutal.
drama. I think that's fair game, and I think that he probably
Chudbot
is correct about this. in his take,
unintentionally
that so many people
spitting
tuned
some
in
truth
because, well,
today.
there's people
Yeah?
fighting and dying, and there's a
that.
war going on and this type of thing, and it is high drama, and that is what is entertaining to most people's minds. We do swim in a sea of
It makes it sound like
conflict.
politics don't exist.
I
Yeah,
agree
that's the
that
whole
that's true.
problem.
Well,
That's the whole problem. That's why politics suck, is because they don't exist outside of election season, right? When you vote, you're not voting for like a fucking team, like really, if you know what you're doing, you're voting for like legislation, you're voting for laws, you're voting for how you want your life to change, right? But what you do is you get involved during the campaign and then you get uninvolved during the non-campaign. You don't hold any of these supposedly politicians that are on your side accountable. You don't force them to do what they said that they were going to do, and hence you're not involved in the legislative process. That's the part you care about, and that's the part that the media has us check out for, and it's really easy for them to do.
All I was trying to narrow in on so that everybody could
But in
understand this is
reality,
that the quote-unquote talk
we need to get bigger than legislature. We need to get bigger than presidential, popularity contest. We need to get into the real politics exists outside of all that. The real politics comes from power, it comes from people, and it comes from perspective. And those are the weapons we need to be yielding in this war, which is what politics really is, a war.
toxic elements that you're talking about are generally the most non-political aspects of political Twitch. So for instance, Stardust is having issues with Keffals, or, you know, that's who got Destiny banned, this type of thing. These aren't political streamers. These are advocates for their own personal agenda, whatever it might be. But for the most part, they don't know shit about politics. It's good for drama, and it's good for clicks, and it's good for views.
I'm looking for where I'm going to disagree. I don't want to agree with this guy.
Probably Chud's right, and you will eventually exhaust your options, and you'll get destroyed by the very crowd you're going after. Drama streamers don't have a long shelf life historically, so you know, you're going to kind of end up reaping what you sow. So that's my take on it.
Okay. With that topic wrapped up, we now enter the third question of the evening with a new guest who will be speaking, no doubt, shortly.
Confederate
The third question
television.
is, what should Twitch politics do going forward? Seems like a natural progression of the previous question, considering we've discussed the nature of Twitch politics. Now we make the prescriptive judgments. We'll be continuing in the original...
I believe the answer is that Twitch politics should kiss my big, beautiful ass.
Order?
Going forward, Twitch politics needs to kiss my ass. And maybe
What should
spank
Twitch
it a little
politics do
too.
going-
Well, it's very broad. So first and foremost, we don't really have a choice what Twitch politics does. Twitch is going to have the choice in the end. They set the TOS, they set the barriers, they set all of this. This all revolves around advertiser-friendly content, essentially. And the only way you really get canceled is if advertisers decide that they don't want to advertise on your channel for whatever, you know, thing that this cancel mob gave over to those
true
advertisers.
atrophy,
and that's just
true.
kind of the way that that works. So from my perspective, Twitch politics going forward should probably not change much. If the, you know, kind of the point here is to keep as many advertisers on board for your content as possible. A lot of you guys like to straddle the edge without crossing it. I think that the left
They're all
can
edge.
do that for a long period of time, but you kind of have these new arch
They're all
nemesis
edge, and
style
no
people
point.
who are coming in on the left who are demanding insane things. And pretty soon that will start to affect
Can
the
I
advertisers.
wait,
So
whoa,
the landscape.
whoa, excuse me. Can I have some insane things? I'm new to Twitch. But I would like to have some insane things. I've got some insane requests for you. I would like to be treated as a human being. Can I just ask for a few insane things? Like my dignity, like the ability not to be fucking tone policed every time somebody says something ridiculous to me and I have to get up in their face. Can I ask for a few insane things, Twitch? Thank you.
Here is going to significantly change, whether you like it or not. It's going to change. It's just very little that you can do about it.
All right, Chud Logic, please go right ahead.
What should Twitch politics do going forward? I'm agreeing with Big Baba Fascist on that. I think that, yeah, probably shouldn't change too much. I just think people should do what they want to do. Don't worry so much about what kind of content other people are doing. Focus on your own content, whatever that is, and just do that. Do what makes you happy, you know, and accept that if it isn't something that appeals to the market, then yeah, you're probably not going to get very far, and that's okay. I don't know, it's just a bit of a weak answer, but
No.
I don't really have like a broad prescription. Just do whatever makes you happy.
For 3 hours, try 4 hours, okay?
Everyone, I don't know.
And of course, the man, the myth, the legend, the champion, if I understand correctly, of the Hippy Dippy roundtable, critically thinking veteran.
Dylan Burns, BFF, Confederate Television.
Hello, my friend. Please give us your intro.
Listen, they
Thank you,
said
Vaush. I appreciate that.
listen.
What?
They said that streamers with pro-segregation viewpoints were a thing of the past, but little did they know that Confederate thinking television had another take.
Should Twitch politics
knew?
do moving forward?
Who knew?
Understand that one, Twitch is a video game platform. So in politics, right? Because there are pretty much two teams already set, Democrats and Republicans, red versus blue. Holy shit, it's almost like Halo gamers are pre-gamed for this kind of entertaining content. So if you're coming on, and I feel like this was kind of one of the tenets that made Hippy Dippy great to begin with, right? Is that when you try to balance the room between 4 left and 4 right, that way the 4 left and the 4 right can kind of go at each other, right? In an entertaining kind of way, right? And you do that during the show framework. That way afterwards, you could still have amicable conversations about, you know, more nuanced conversations, because I don't think any of us expect to be having a nuanced conversation on a panel this fucking big. Understand, Twitch is a video game platform. Politics is geared for red versus blue style conversation. And the bigger the panels get, the more entertainment value you're going to be able to drive from it.
What I want is, I want to see like CTV do content talking about the pipe strip. You know the pipe strip from Garfield? It's the comic strip where John is like looking for his pipe and he can't find it, and then he yells Garfield, and sure enough, Garfield is smoking his pipe. I just want to hear CTV's take on this. You got a cat, Garfield, all right? You got a man, John Arbuckle, all right? Now Garfield is going to take John Arbuckle's pipe and he's going to smoke it. Now this is weird to begin with, right? Because what is a cat doing with a tobacco pipe? That doesn't make any sense. But here we have Garfield smoking on John's tobacco pipe while John cannot find this. This is the existential quandary at the center, at the epicenter of the our current metaphysical crisis. As Viktor Frankl once said, no, dude, like I just want to hear this shit. I just want to hear fucking CTV give like a scholarly, take on the pipe strip.
So the best thing for people to do is on the sidebars of the main shows that are kind of driving a lot of the content that ends up.
Dylan, please give us your intro.
I think I think political Twitch needs to shuffle its most this upcoming midterms. I think it needs to do the best it can. It needs to improve overlays, improve chat interaction, improve badges, improve commentary,
improve trampling skills.
I think people can maybe doing more pre-prepared streams. I mean, sitting down, writing down notes on what they're going to talk about. Maybe doing more research beforehand and like showing maybe
this is what Vince
a
wants.
certain amount of professionalism. And I think this is the time when you should really shine and take the opportunities to grow your community.
Listen, make sure you clean your bathrobe, okay, before you come on stream. Show some professionalism,
I tried to
okay?
do my best when it came
Don't
to
have a schmutz. Don't have schmutz on your
It really
bathrobe.
helped me grow my community, and I really appreciate the amount of people who now come here to try to like listen and want to talk about that issue. And so I think a lot of people should use the in between these big political events, because there's not going to always be the same amount of like political news at all times, to build up and get prepared for like the really big events and to catch those sales. I also think that political Twitch, we also need to realize like Twitch is discoverability.
Catch those sales. Always be closing, says Boss Dylan.
Generally is not the
always
best.
Be closing.
It's always had that been an issue, and so reaching out to other places like YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, all these places are going to be super important if you want to grow seriously. I also think that, and I've talked about this all night.
Dylan. Shh.
The Twitch politics has a reputational issue. I think I've already said exactly like a few ways that like I think that we need to decide more carefully exactly like what kind of dialogues you really want to personally engage in, what kind of discussions you personally want to host. I think tonight we've just seen like a few examples of exactly like how that could so easily devolve and like get off track and get into things that are like conversations about drama turning into more drama, right? Because I don't think drama inherently is bad. I just think we need maybe be more careful in exactly what we engage in, so we can keep good reputations for ourselves and good reputations for the community, so people maybe feel more comfortable coming in. Also, I think we need to remember that this is a gaming platform.
But Dylan, you forgot pieces of shit like you don't deserve a good reputation. Okay? If you wanted a good reputation, you should have been a good person. But you're not. You talking about a good reputation is like, it's like a dog talking about earning a PhD.
This is not a
I don't know what to tell you.
Platform
60
of,
seconds.
Like, Facebook,
I don't know what to tell
Facebook,
you.
Whatever.
People
and
know
so
what
we
you're
should remember
about.
That we need to kind of figure out how do we get people from other gaming
Who ruined this guy's reputation? Other than himself, who ruined this guy's reputation? Who turned fucking sexual harassment into a drama stream? Who ruined your reputation, Dylan? Who came on like a mafia boss, making a literal fucking threat that you then made good on to attack a smaller trans streamer? What piece of shit was that, Dylan? I think it was this piece of shit sitting right over here. That is who did it. You did this to yourself, Dylan. You got no one to blame for your fucking reputation being absolute dog shit, because you yourself are absolute dog shit.
To actually listen to
and I'm
politics.
saying it with
And
my
that means
chest.
Cranking up the entertainment value and cranking up the chat interaction. I think these are some things that could really like help streamers succeed.
All right, thank you. IRI, go right ahead.
I think Dylan actually made some great points and covered a lot. I do think that we should try to get more professional, whether it's cleaning up your stream or emotes or whatever that is. But we're in a little bit of a low point
Clean
with
up
politics
your
right now. So
stream.
it makes
What
sense
are you,
that people
Jordan
kind of,
Peterson?
scrounging for action and attacking one another. But we have the midterms coming up. We're probably going to see Roe v. Wade get overturned in the summer. I hope not. But if we do, people are going to be looking for a place to come hang out, talk about this stuff seriously. So I think that those kind of things will take the attention off of the interpersonal drama a bit. But
you can come hang out and talk about your forced pregnancy.
Again, I really think people should lean into the dramas. It doesn't have to be all hurtful drama.
It's so good.
It can be just a disagreement.
It is so good.
Engaging with one another. So I just think we can. This space is doing really well right now. Everybody is so like poo-poo on this space, but we just had Dylan in the Washington Post, and we have Hassan, who's not really a part of Twitch politics, but he represents politics on Twitch as a top 20 streamer. So I think the sky's the limit.
Dude, I hope he makes it and he shits all over all of
Here
y'all.
with Twitch politics, and we're in a good place right now, especially in a low point with politics. So I say just keep pushing, man, and just tread water for a little bit. That's it.
I mean, he kind of has made it.
Ryzo, please.
Yeah, I assume the statement is just how do we make the space better? I agree with
I don't
everything
know, like-
Dylan said. I think
like-
we're at a time when
There's a lot not to like about Hassan, right? But every time, like, just because of the way that these people hate him so much, it makes me want to like him. I don't know what it is,
putting a
Chad.
camera on yourself and just opening up your browser and loading up an article is not going to lead to success, growth, or people noticing you. I think bringing more people into the space is probably a big goal. If we do want to actually have real political outcomes, I do think that dependent on size, the community can have more influence, right? So anyways, I think upping our game is a big thing. Doing maybe more like supporting people who are
feel
coming in
good.
the
Okay,
space,
so
trying our best to
two
like
objectives
look
have
at people who might be up
completed.
and coming in the space.
I've
is
acted
something
like a
else that I think is
slut.
important in helping people along.
I've gotten
IRI has said this a few times on a stream that
a
you know
little
we
bit
need more full-time creators in the space if we want really good content, and I agree with that. I
Faded.
think right now there's just
There
like
we go, faded,
a
that's the
limited
word.
ability for people to
I'm
do
like,
this
how do
full
you
time
say
and put their
this?
full energy into it. But if they were able
Slightly
to,
faded,
we
not
would be able to,
cross-faded.
you know, make much more compelling content with that, bring more people into the space, and push people towards what we think are good outcomes. So yeah.
Thank you. Sonsoy, please go right ahead.
Yeah. So
Oh my god, I need
I
music.
kind of mentioned it
Can we
earlier.
get some
I think
music?
There's a balance of
What music do we
entertainment to information that
want?
you can give on any
What music do
any
I
stream
want?
format. I think that
Okay, thank you. And Stardust, please cap us off.
Yeah, I think what I'm going to say is
Cap
pretty
us
much
off.
what other people have said here. I think engaging with people outside of your politics, engaging with people who have different strategies, engaging with people on platforms outside of Twitch politics, and like I'm not talking about ratioing people on Twitter, engaging with people in just chatting and gaming, YouTubers, and also reaching out to smaller content creators and trying to lift them up as well.
All right, very well. I'd like to open this now to everyone. Since it's a debate panel, I have to know. It seems like most of you are in accord to begin with. Can you raise your hand if there was something another person said which you take meaningful disagreement with? Interesting. Well, it seems like in that case, there's not much to do. Yes?
You said CTV was the Hippy Dippy Roundtable champion. That is incorrect. He's the Hippy Dippy Championship champion, which is a separate brand. Thank you.
My
very much.
apologies. Thank you for
What?
correcting me. The Hippy Dippy Championship champion. I won't make that mistake again. If everyone's, well, not in accord at least, if everyone cannot find in each other enough to disagree and to argue over it, then there is something that was touched on by a few of you that's actually a bonus question for the end here, and I think this would be a good time to fit it in. As a follow-up, the question is, should political streamers be directly involved in politics? See, a few of you, for example, like Dylan, talked about the need to be more professional, and some of you have iterated on the worthlessness of pretending that Twitch politics is anything but drama. So I'd like to know, keep those two questions in mind then. What should we do going forward, and should we make an effort to get directly involved in politics? To that, then, I open it up to the rest.
Yeah, so the answer to this question is that most political streamers have a terrible fucking time in IRL politics. As it turns out, a bunch of, kind of dorky
Yeah,
16 to
IRI can tell you
21-year-old
about that one.
prepubescent kids who go on for the lulz don't translate over very well to a voting block for people. Isn't that interesting? Not only that, but most people have to run in a localized demographic, and most of your audience comes from various different portions of the country or even from different countries. So it doesn't translate very well. Do I think that you should run for politics if you're inside of a Twitch and you have great political takes just like anybody anywhere? Sure. But I think that you're a fool if you think that your audience is going to carry over and somehow win you any type of election. Historically, with any of these platforms, that has not worked out well with any of the streamers, period. And I don't think it's going to. Even Sargon of Akkad, who dwarfs all of you here, it didn't work out for him either. So I think there's a terrible track record, and I wouldn't recommend it.
Well, I think there's another issue as well. It's not just should political streamers, but can they? I'll just use for the purpose of, consistency, Vaush as an example. So let's say Vaush runs for political office. They're like, oh, what's this Vaush all about? Look for him online. All of a sudden, it's Horsecock City. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hopeless, isn't it? I think everyone's got some level of controversy associated with them, which, Destiny found out to his detriment.
Okay, wait. I feel like Horsecock City, that needs to be a song. Am I right, chat? Does that need to be a song? Like, we need to write a song, okay? It's like, Horsecock City. It's like a metal song, yeah. Like, Horsecock City. I don't know how to write metal songs, chat, but can somebody help me out with this? Like, I feel like Horsecock City, like you cannot just like leave that alone. Like, right, it needs to be a metal song. Like, right, if it's gonna exist as a thought in my head, it deserves to have epic metal backing, right? I need that epic metal like backing to Horsecock City in order to properly visualize what even a Horsecock City is, right? Horsecock City. The primary controversy you'll see when you look up tweets about Vaush, if only.
I'm pretty sure everyone here, even IRI, maybe,
There is that, and the Pedialyte.
might be the exception. But other than that, we've probably all got some sort of skeleton in our closet that would preclude us.
So
from
we got a
engaging in real-life
skeleton. Some of
politics.
them are horse skeletons.
There are other ways, if I may, just to
It's a Motley Crue song.
There are other ways of engaging, of course, besides running directly. Campaigning, fundraising, canvassing. There are a number of ways to get involved, some of which don't even stake your reputation. Are these things we should make an effort to get into?
Well, I think there's a problem there too, right? Which is that a lot of these large political streamers, as it turns out, like Hassan, well, they don't like to just give up money for people that they support to actually go and run in their political campaigns, do they? They seem to want to instead go buy up huge multi-million-dollar mansions or buy the latest convertible or newest clothes that cost $9,000, whatever the fuck it is, right? So the thing is that no, I still think that streamers also have a terrible track record of giving their insignificant amount of money. As much as you might think some of these guys are rich, they're not really rich. Not rich like you need to really back up these various political candidates with huge organizational skills, right? So no, I don't think that they're going to have huge input there either. I think that that's a pipe dream. With as rich as you might think Vaush
Did you
is,
say
if
pipe?
he ran a single campaign,
Why
it
do you
could
gotta
bankrupt
always
him,
make it
depending on the type of
sexual?
campaign that it was. So it's like, no, I don't think it's a great idea there either.
Why do they always have to make it sexual? It's not my fault that I act like a slut.
General discussion, or are we doing opening
This
statements?
is the
Sorry.
example
General
I've got to
discussion.
follow.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
General
I think that I think that it's probably a good thing if
Horsecock
people
City,
were to engage in
please.
actual politics, but associating yourself with a
Please.
specific politician, especially
I
if
grew
you
up on
have
the internet,
really shitty
okay?
optics, is a fucking no-go. It's gonna have to be a call that every person makes on their own. But like, I mean, we saw Destiny go.
We're
into
talking
Omaha
about Goo Girl Cock
you know,
City
basically
here, okay?
get-
We're talking about
get
Monster
that,
Girl
that
Cock
mayoral
City.
candidate get fucked over
Yeah,
because people
that's
were
right.
associating Destiny's opinions with the opinions of that one candidate, which was just kind of fucking stupid, right? But it fucked over that candidate, and in the long run, that's what Destiny's goal was to do, was to try and help that candidate. In the end, it hurt him more. So if we were able to, you know, do fundraisers,
Oh,
and,
yeah. Destiny
and
did
donate that
destroy a
money to
candidate, though.
organizations, or
Destiny
even,
and
like, canvas
IRI.
for like a broader organization, I think that's probably good things that you can do, right? Telling people what candidates are good in local elections, et cetera, et cetera. Like that sort of stuff is good.
Oh
But
my
if
God,
you're,
what?
Like, constantly arguing about like necrophilia or bestiality or pedophilia or any of these like fucking crazy things that no politician wants to be associated with, don't
Wait,
attach your name
so
to
I'm going
their-
to tell
to
you
their
all
name.
what candidates to vote for in your neck of the
Yeah, I
woods.
think that
Is that right? You want me to give you a
Right, right.
forecast?
Nowadays, I don't think that politics streamers are built for going out there and doing a lot of advocacy or protesting. Some of them do, but that's not their skill set. They're good at getting people entertained about some political topics. But
Get nice and
the idea
entertained,
of, like,
chat.
Twitch
Wait.
political stream-
I'm good at getting people entertained, so get nice and entertained. Are you entertained? Are you entertained? Are you nice and entertained? Are you not entertained? Have I got you entertained? Can I entertain you with some entertainment?
streamers doing much more.
What is wrong with me?
I'm not holding my breath.
The
If
country
people want
Irene
to,
comes
I think that's
out.
Great, but
Yeah.
I don't think we should have like
Who
a
knew?
standard for people to do
She's
anything
actually a
beyond this
chud.
right
No.
here.
Alt-right Canadian.
just seems
Okay,
like,
I'm an alt-right Canadian, not a...
We're at a point in history when
I'm not
social
really...
media and the relevancy of
No.
it is
Gonna
middle of the
rustle
road to
you
where
up
I
some
expect it to be, say,
entertainment.
20 to 40 years from now. I think that 20 to 40 years from now, you might actually have a candidate that had an entirely ran online platform and was able to communicate with much larger numbers of people than what can be had at like a rally or something like that in geographical areas, and have the type of impact that ends up getting you elected. The reason why you don't have Twitch politics streamers getting involved in real life politics is because in order to get to where you're at in real life politics, you've made deals with people along the way for them to be able to support you with any type of, say, handshake or whatever. You invite, an obligatory relationship with whatever organization or person it is that you had that with. So by the time that you get to the point where you're running for office, and then you have somebody that has been fostering and educating a community about structures of government and history and yada 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 and everything, and like what your proposed policy prescriptions are in order to fix the thing, there's going to have to be a lot more growth in the online sphere to be able to get that out there.
I just had a stroke of genius. I hope it was a stroke of genius and not a real stroke. I think it was a stroke of genius, though. I hold a sussy baka palooza, because the way that these people are talking, they're like, why can't we just have drama that's like not real drama and stuff? And it's like we like go at it, we're like rawr, and then behind the scenes we're all like, let's have a beer and we're chill. Why can't I just do that with my haters? Why can't I just have a nice stiff margarita with Batgirl? Is that how we can solve our problems? And I could be like, Batgirl, don't be a sussy baka anymore. And she'll be like, okay, NCC, here's your Cleopatra Minecraft skin in real life for some reason. For some reason, she gives it, that's how old school that girl is. She gives it to me at Applebee's. At Applebee's over margaritas. Margaritas plural. That's right, because she makes me drink more than one margarita, and before I know it, I wake up in a bathtub and one of my kidneys is gone. Yeah, not a good idea. Not a, come to think of it, Sussy Baka Palooza is canceled. We had to cancel it. It's too dangerous, chat. I'm not going to Applebee's. No Sussy Baka Palooza.
I don't even understand this.
Okay.
Can you back up and phrase it for me in a different way? Are you saying that you think that the left does not have enough of an online presence and is unable to engage that way, or what did I miss here, Vaush?
No.
Let Vaush talk, Sonsoy. I want to hear it from him.
I'm sure you would have been right in assessing my point, Sonsoy. I think the left has plenty of online presence, but I don't think there's much direct coordination between content creators on the left and representatives from the Democratic Party. I think that for the most part, the Democratic, like the elected establishment from the Democrats,
as opposed
is
to like chat.
more insular.
Did you know that the Libs of TikTok account, like the Twitter account, Libs of TikTok, the social media entity, it was actually working with the Secretary of State of Florida to fashion the quote-unquote anti-groomer measures, which were really the Don't Say Gay bill.
Unconventional media groups to push their political goal.
Like alternative media, you mean?
Yeah, like
YouTubers and shit, right?
Yeah, like you can see
VTubers. Yeah, we could do it as VTubers. We could run for office as VTubers.
Ben Shapiro is literally just like a YouTuber, but he's effectively part of like a coordinated GOP propaganda campaign. I mean, he's effectively an
And so is Libs of TikTok. Actually, that was one of the things that was found out by the person doing the research to do the story on Taylor Lorenz when she did the story on Libs of TikTok, is that they were actually getting money from the Babylon Bee.
Member of the org. He doesn't need to be one officially. He just serves that role, and that's a degree of synchronicity.
This makes no sense to me, though, because if the left holds every single major media establishment, why would they need to have alternative media for their politicians who are in the mainstream to turn to? I don't even understand it.
Because most of the demographics that are starting to get into the voting age are using the internet and not cable television, right? People aren't watching the fucking Late Show with Stephen Colbert to get their political takes anymore.
I'm not here.
Stephen Crowder and shit, right?
Yeah, I'm not here to debate left control over the media. I'm sure we disagree on. Only saying that if you're a prominent content creator on the right, I feel there's a greater likelihood of you being able to work directly with actual members of the GOP than if that were the case in the left. So that's a disparity I'm pointing out.
Yeah, okay, I get what you're saying, so I'll tell you why that is. But the reason that is.
But of course, Vaush, I know this. As Sonsoy, myself, I know this very well. Extrêmement.
Is because they don't hold all of the mainstream media in their pocket.
I just made
so of course
two
the GOP
people
turns
laugh.
to alternative media and alternative creators to get their message out.
In French.
Who else could they turn to?
They definitely laughed in
Every
French.
major media institute is biased against them. They're all run by progressives, and these progressives clearly have a political agenda. So you're like, well, there's more access for right-wing content creators who are large to help get out the GOP's message. Well, who else are they going to turn to? They banned the president of the United States off of a major platform, major media platform. Like, where else is he going to go except to alternative platforms?
My moderator's
it seems
code
absurd.
Forbids me from engaging with this. I'm only asking what can be done to increase that synchronicity.
Oh, I wasn't directing that at you. I'm sorry. I was directing that to the panel.
Gotcha. Stardust, you wish to speak. Sonsoy as well. Then broadly, we'll go.
I think doing what we can and engaging beyond Twitch, engaging beyond YouTube, beyond Twitter, beyond ratioing people. I think doing what we can, directing our followers, our fans to actually go out and do things, volunteer for campaigns, can only be good. We've seen other people in the sphere do it, and I think it would be really cool to see more of that. I certainly, I can see where you're coming from when you're talking about right-wing content creators being more connected with actual politics in person, but as we know right now they're having a little meltdown, so I don't know how that's going to work out, but well,
I mean, that's not even true, right? So you're talking about these really small toxic political groups that exist terminally online. They have almost no.
Wait, who is she even talking about? Is she talking about Keffals?
Disavowed the next day by most of the people who come to their political conferences. What I'm telling you right now is that
who is she even talking about?
Up specifically, and the GOP is using it because mainstream media always puts them in a bad light or is always in some way contrarian to their message. So it would make total sense that they would use alternative media platforms and even places like YouTube, if it's large enough, to go on and present their message. I don't think that it's a problem of a ground game with the left. The left has the best ground game there is, and the mainstream media to enhance it. right? They're doing it out of necessity because they get blacklisted from Twitter, they get blacklisted from Facebook, they get blacklisted from all forms of social media. Where else are they left to go?
Okay, really quick. So the reason why conservatives are able to utilize like the online sphere so effectively and get like the Michael Knowleses and the oh shit, who's the guy that calls himself a theocratic fascist? The guy that has no chin when he shaves his beard. Like these people are able to basically generate like hate machines. Like they're very open about very much not liking trans people, very much not liking gay people, very much like, oh no, BLM is coming into the suburbs and they're gonna burn down your houses. They scare people into, you know, voting, right? And the conservative party likes to use that shit so that they can get ahead in life. The Democrats for some reason aren't able to motivate people. It could be because of, you know, there's too much like division between like really far left people and the centristy kind of like shit live Democrats like the Nancy Pelosi's and stuff. I don't really know. What can we do to fix that on the left? I mean, like, if you have a then you could probably write a book and get a lot of fucking money from the DNC for that. But like, it probably is going to.
I'm not going to make that a stream alert.
People on the left are going to have to be more willing to work with people that don't 100% agree with them, right? And
like Groypers, yeah. Like work with Flamingo, work with Fuentes. You know, you just got to work with people that you might not be 100% comfortable. You might think that the Groyper version of Pepe looks a little creepy. You don't know what he's gonna do. You don't really want to be alone with him, right? But just get over all that, because you gotta work with other kinds of people, and Groypers are people too. They just want to groype. That's the only difference.
Then you can start integrating
Groyper's
people
gonna
that are
groype.
more online creators into
Groyper's
these
gonna
like, broader
groype.
political movements. The same way that they have done with Steven Crowder, with Ben Shapiro, with Michael Knowles, etc. All the people at Daily Wire.
I guess they say right, Sonsoy.
What?
I guess so.
I mean,
I thought there might be
if you're
some kind of
referencing,
disagreement.
were you referencing me? Or?
Chat, I just had this
Well, I
weird
think
like fucking flash where like the people on the panel got replaced with like cool people that I know from Twitter. Like Nizzy Bean was on the panel, and like it was cool for a second, but then it went back to being this. Damn it! When can we get that panel with Nizzy?
Well, I mean, like you also.
I was honestly. Yeah, I was honestly expecting BPF to be the one that, you know, was commenting there, because I definitely don't be hanging out in those hate circles.
Let me
No,
ask
I
you
don't
this.
think you do, CTV.
Let me ask you this.
Oh, I see.
let me ask you
Did
this.
you have something on your mind that you wanted to get off of your mind?
I mean, I don't have anything in particular. We literally have.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the Alpha
Talking to
Wolf.
CTV.
Does the Alpha Wolf
The
have
Alpha
something he wants to
Wolf?
say to me?
Has he got something to say?
I think I just
We're
pointed
gonna
out.
do what we're gonna do with the fake Southern accent, just like No Comment Chick does. She does that fake Southern accent. Hey, Alpha Wolf,
like a, you know, statement
are you an Alpha Wolf? He's an Alpha Wolf.
of fact, right? If you're a fan
Oh,
of fact, right?
What hate circles am I in?
I don't know.
Give me an example. That would be.
You had a conversation.
Oh, no.
All homosexuals are pedophiles, okay? Let's not pretend that you don't like also contribute to this shit, okay?
I'm sorry. Can you tell me the hate circle that I'm involved with, Sonso? I'd love to hear it.
The Hippy Dippy
I think that's a
Championship.
very good example of the fact that Ben Shapiro thinks that all gay people are pedophiles. I feel like that's a very
We have, okay, do you understand that we have the freedom in our religion to also talk about what our religion postulates? While all of you on
The
this
Bible
panel,
doesn't say that gay
why,
people-
oh, yes,
my
it does.
God.
And we can get into it if you would like to, and I will have a good time.
It's
just
in the
answering your
Bible.
arguments. But
It's
the
in
most
the
important thing
Bible.
is to say that we also, as Christian nationalists, have a right to advocate for the
Christian
things that we also
nationalists.
believe.
That's some scary shit right there. Hey, new atheist shitbags that are fucking with this shit. Do you understand? That is dominionism that you are enabling. That is dominionism, right? Sitting right there. That is not fucking cool. That is not funny. I gotta take a second and be serious, because like that shit, that's what he is. I mean, the dude openly calls himself Big Papa Bundle of Sticks-ish.
It's not hatred.
Well, I've got a question. We're talking about the left on the media. Can we have a conversation about who really runs the media, please?
We all know that.
Chud Logic, please don't. I'm already
It's women, right, Chud?
Exactly. Got it. That's it. Yeah, sure.
girls.
I'm on YouTube. I'm safe. All right. Well, you know, baiting each other into violating
Suckety
TOS aside.
bacchus.
It seems to me like you all have, if not aligned, then at least not argumentative positions on these questions. I want to focus on this a little bit here. Okay, so I hear arguments on whether or not the left controls media or what have you, but not what can we do to secure greater synchronicity between content creators and the political establishment they align
Yeah.
with. So
Good point.
with that in mind,
Hey, especially since Dominions have basically just performed a judicial coup. It's not like they don't have any power, right?
we've delved into like four
point. Good point.
tangential drama
Yeah.
topics during this. I mean, not even,
Yeah,
it might
what
have been more
was this?
than four.
Vaush,
at this point. You know, there's a lot
Vaush,
of bottled up.
Vaush, even for you, this just doesn't seem like this is just low. These are like, we're in the gutter, okay? This is the bottom of the barrel of horse piss that like congealed overnight and then a horse pissed it in it again. This is bad. This is really, really bad.
Andrew, please, your closer.
Well, this has been a very interesting panel, as all that's happened is that the
Really? Wait, what?
Because they were completely concise and 100%.
You can make, you can,
They put
it
their
might
own
do,
spin on
yeah.
it, but you know, most of them are so stupid that they couldn't even put a
That
better
might
spin
be a
on
way
it
to make,
than
okay,
what
I'm
I
not
usually
here to,
have said.
listen.
So this is very.
I'm not here to give pharmaceutical or medical advice. So
The reason
all I
that
gotta
you see
say is
more
do your own
engagement
research. No,
from
don't do your own
right-wing
research.
establishment
Probably see a
with
professional if you
YouTubers
can.
And alternative social media is because there is no other media for them to be enhanced with. It's just that simple. As to the Twitch politics, and is Twitch politics toxic? Of course it is. Most people inside Twitch politics don't know anything about politics. What else could they bring but a toxic perspective? Nothing. They bring nothing to the table except that toxic perspective. Does that
Well, I bring my like daddy issues and my over sexualization. So it's not nothing.
bring in viewers? Sure. Is that the goal of you people to have viewers? Maybe it is. Maybe that's all you care about. I don't know. That's up to you. Okay? But essentially, this entire panel that hasn't been very argumentative because I just set the tone and you all agree with it. And who can blame me? I'm usually right about almost everything that I say. I will close with this thing. I'll say that Vaush was surprisingly a good moderator.
Are we close to like
thought he did very
done with
well.
this?
And, you know,
No,
moderating
we're
debates. Most
slightly
of my
over
time is
halfway
spent on
done.
moderating debates, and I think I'm a pretty good judge of that. So, you know, good job, Vaush. If you, and by the
Nice
way,
ass
if
kiss,
you were
too.
bad at it, I would tell you.
I know you
Just
would.
so you know.
The pleasure's
V,
mine.
what is
Thank
this
you.
mess?
And Chud, please.
This was the panel that Keffals was booked on. Luckily, somebody told her that Sonsoy, Stardust was going to be on it, and Stardust has been like kind of close to Flamenco, who's been harassing Keffals. So Keffals got warned about it, and Keffals did not go on this panel, and it's probably a good thing because there's some sussy bacas. In fact, this panel is pretty much nothing but sussy bacas. This is like an Amogus workout here. I am working out my booty like I've never done before, right?
Go right ahead.
I mean, listen, as much as we have an idea of what we want to happen, the incentives are going to guide what happens. Let's be real. Show me the incentive and I'll show you the outcome, as they say. And that's it, really. And yeah, I'd just like to mirror Big Papa Fascist's excellent
They
comments
voted
on there
80%
on
no.
the moderation. I think
Nice.
you ameliorated the debate very well, Vaush, and I very much appreciate your input. Thank you.
Ameliorated?
And I appreciate the opportunity to. After we're done with these closings, if there are any other points people would like to
Headboxing.
bring up for an expedient free discussion, then I'm happy to be here for it. In large part because half of this conversation has been all of you dragging the topic away from what I said and towards your petty personal disputes. So if you have an opportunity to settle that, then
How does
that would be
Vaush
a good-
come
Speaking
away
of
from
Dylan,
this
Dylan, hello. How are you
looking
doing?
less scuffed than anyone else?
I'm sorry to hear that.
Like he's the only
fuck,
one
man.
that did not make an ass of himself, mainly because he didn't talk.
Should we be doing stuff in the real world? I think we have to walk the walk.
Fuck
first
the
of
real
all, instead
world.
of telling people to go do.
Fuck the real world. Fuck touching grass. Fuck organizing. Fuck. I am giving you a little preview of an upcoming video about Haas from Infrared, who had an interesting stream about Paul Moran and the Connolly house, which is a house that they kind of like broke into an unused Salvation Army house, and they were moving people into there. And Haas had this huge problem with Paul Moran. I don't know anything about Paul Moran. I'm not necessarily endorsing that, but I have not seen entertainment like this Haas stream in a long time. And you're gonna get to see why organizing is bullshit, why unions are bullshit, while real life is bullshit. And the real touching grass is touching this digital grass here in the digital world with your digital girl, Irene Geller. Ooh.
Something. So hopefully we can start to get engaged with the midterms, or like canvassing, or doing fundraisers, or whatever. I think that there is room. I look at like Hassan playing games with AOC, and didn't he play games with Raphael Warnock too, or something like that? So I think there is some opportunity there, but boy, we are leaps and bounds behind the right when it comes
He loves
to
singing about people dying.
embracing
You gotta get me that
content
tape.
creators and edgier
I
don't know how we bridge that gap, honestly.
banger
but,
video
I
coming
hope we can, because I think there's a lot of energy.
on the
That's where a lot of
topic
the excitement
of
is right now with people
infrared
getting into politics
Haas.
from content creators. creators. I don't know if we got to get Joe Biden on TikTok or what, but we got to do something.
Get him on TikTok. Let's get him
on that.
Let's
And
get
again,
him.
I just leave it as I think we have to walk the walk.
Joe, can you imagine Joe
Thank you very
Biden's
much.
TikTok? That would be
Ryza,
horrible.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, I mean,
Joe
I'll keep
Biden's
it brief 'cause I'm
TikTok.
admittedly beset
Do we
by
really just
tiredness
say
of the
that?
subject, but I think I just agree
I don't
with
want to see
everything
Joe
IRI says.
Biden's TikTok.
And very expedient. There's that
I would
brevity that I value
pay-
in others because I have none myself.
I would upgrade my TikTok app if I could be assured that Joe Biden would never come across my FYP.
Sonso, please go right ahead.
Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna like cap off the debate, I think that at the end
Cap
of the
it
day,
off.
what Twitch politics needs to do is try and like expand outward. We're a very, very, very small community here. Like there are people that talk about
listen,
politics, like Hassan
listen.
talk-
You're a small community, and that's great. You're close, tight knit. That's great. Get tighter knit. Focus on Twitch politics. Focus inward, and maybe you can implode into yourself and disappear completely. That would be the best outcome. Okay, I do not want the virus that is Twitch politics spreading into the greater world. And furthermore, I will use what platform I have to warn people about the toxic shit that congealed on Twitch politics and how they don't want any part of it. And you don't know how you, Twitch politics, look to the outside world. It's not good. Twitch politics is a pejorative. Your existence in social media is a pejorative. It's like saying, like, I don't know, there's a lot of websites that people just don't have a good impression of. I think we can think of some websites that people don't have a super great, that's what you are now, Twitch politics. And you're not running from your reputation. There's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to hide. I got out while the getting was good, and I'm damn glad for it, because I can't wait to see you go up in flames. I cannot wait to see your tower fall. And those of you that are still holding on that tower, you got a limited time to get off there, right? And if you need help with that, let me know, because I've been there myself, all right? This is a bad scene. They're doing bad things, and you don't want any part of it. They are going down for a number of reasons, and I'm gonna laugh at them all the way down. So we can look forward to that together.
talks about politics. Is he part of the politics community? Not really.
Does he even know
When
what
I started
TikTok
streaming in
is? Probably
2020, It felt like everyone was very, very willing to engage with each other.
I should
just
milk
hop
the
around
drama?
Panel to panel to panel. There were dozens of panel shows running basically
Do I
24
have
hours a day. Everyone was
much
talking
milk?
to each other. Everyone was making content with each other. Everybody was winning at the end of the day. But, you know, as people's lives kind of moved on and as COVID kind of came to an end, people didn't have all those panels to jump onto. There's fewer opportunities to engage, and people don't make those opportunities to engage. Whether it's adversarial or whether it's in like a nice chill format, it doesn't really matter. It feels like this space has shrunk.
Should we bring Sonsoy on again? Should we talk to Sonsoy again? I know a lot of people really did not like me talking to Sonsoy, and I understand, and I knew exactly what, you know, he was trying to do, and so I was ahead of it, right? I wasn't giving him any clips or anything like that. This is funny to me.
So I would say, like, at the end of the day, the best thing for Twitch politics to do is, like, actually fucking engage with each other. Don't shit talk behind each other's backs and try and spread misinformation about each other. Don't try and get everyone mass flagged off of the platform.
Wait.
And
Wait, this guy literally hosted NCCanon propaganda that was later disproven on his stream. I mean, like, I guess I can't hate him too much because it's partially because what those NCC haters said on his stream and how it was different than what they said on other streams, right? How they couldn't keep their story straight. It was partially because those assholes got to tell their story so many times that it got discredited. In some ways, I owe Sonsoy a debt of gratitude, but I don't think that Sonsoy was trying to do me any favors. I pretended to be completely oblivious of the Sonsoy's contribution, of his platforming of Zonia and all of Zonia's hangers-on, but I knew he wasn't a friend of mine. So anybody who was worried about me getting taken in, I know what Sonsoy is about. I know he's not my friend, and, you know, I wasn't gonna fall for his bullshit or his drama farming. I was just having fun. I was just having fun. I forced the motherfucker to come on my dating show, chat. That's how much fun I was having.
Yeah.
And then I talked to him, I was like, no, you don't understand. A dating show is just a debate anyway. It's like the same thing. This is like literally the same thing. So tonight I have a dating show, so if you're on here to debate me, this is a date, but not a date, because that would be wild to have actual dates on the internet as streamers. That would be a pretty weird thing to do. So obviously when CuteBot's having dates with people, it's not a real date, so neither is this. And like, I just absolutely pulled him into like this, okay, Okay. No, it was hilarious, chat. I trolled him so fucking hard. It was so good.
Like if you're a larger creator,
I should put that
interact
out
with smaller
someday. Yeah,
creators,
I don't
even
think
if
I've
it's in
shared the
a,
VOD.
You know, chill way to bring them up, because if they offer something,
I don't
that can
think
bring
I've shared the
more
VOD
viewers
yet.
to this side of Twitch, then those viewers might start watching you too, and everyone.
It was funny.
Everybody wins at the end of the day. So
Thank you very much. And Stardust, please cap us off once more.
Okay.
Cap us
so
off,
I
baby.
completely understand if you want me to leave the panel, because apparently I'm the problematic person here. But I just wanted to say
Could you just stop cry bullying for 2 seconds?
that I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to keep talking to who I'm talking to, humanizing myself before other people so they can't make a caricature of me, and connecting with people. And if that means that I'm talking to people that you don't like, so be it. I have my reasons for why I do the things that I do and the way that I do things. And I found that humanizing myself and humanizing others has given me so much more.
Stardust, you literally dehumanized me with Doobie. Like, don't give me that shit. You've attacked trans people for standing up for trans people. I don't want to hear about this humanization. You're so full of shit, girl. You're so full of shit. And at some point, you know, the better you do, the more it's going to be worth going after you, right? At this point, it's just kind of like, ugh, it feels gross. It's like, yeah, going after Stardust in some ways kind of feels gross.
As far as connections go. And I will talk to literally anybody. With that being said, I am talking to Ariel Scarcella tomorrow at noon. And
Of course
at 3:30
you
p.m. I
are!
will be talking to
Of
Richard
course
Spencer.
you
So
fucking are! And Richard fucking... Oh my god! Oh my fucking god! This shit writes itself, doesn't it?
yeah, I don't know what to say. I think we
I don't
can
know what
all,
to say either,
continue doing
Stardust.
what we're doing, and you know,
I don't
if
know what
you
to
have
say
a
either.
goal in mind, keep that in mind and continue doing what you're doing, and try to keep that goal at the front of your head.
Okay.
At the front of my
And Dylan just
head,
disappeared there. Now,
yes!
normally these...
Keep the goal at the front of... Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, Stardust, this is what I love about you. You're so clippable. You're so fucking clippable. It's so good. It's so good.
I haven't modded this before. Normally these last longer, but I feel like everybody wanted to talk about things that weren't the topic. If anybody wants to sit here and argue about any other subject that they keep pulling the discussion towards, that's fine.
so
I'll
that's
be right
what-
here.
that's why this
don't
goes
attack each
on.
other and don't violate Twitch TOS.
Wait, he's
That's
still
it.
here.
There's one thing.
No, wait, I can mute you. I have that power this time. Nah, you did it, Stardust, CTV, you did it with this, after the stream, you know. After you, Andrew, you've been taking shots at everyone the entire goddamn time. Listen, okay? If you all went ahead, that's fine. I'm just saying, it's an early night. What do y'all want to talk about?
Vaush, I
Horsecock.
Guys, please. Okay, I'm sorry. I have all this shit on me right now.
There's too much fucking shit on me.
I'm gonna leave right after this.
Oh
okay?
shit.
But
Wait,
I just
are you
wanna-
gonna...
I wanted you to
all
put
this
your
shit on me?
Stardust.
I am just going to leave because I don't want to create any more problems. So thank you for having me. I will see you guys later.
Oh my god,
Love
who is the
Stardust.
victim?
Well, I'd
Who is
like
the
to.
fucking
I'd like to go
victim?
on. I'd like to go on the record and say I'm not entirely sure what's happening here.
I don't
I
know
think right
either.
now, so
I have no idea. Am I high? What is
Let Sonsoy clarify. He's got it.
I think that Dylan.
I mean, she did allude to it.
This I think.
I don't think so much as an
allude away,
illusion,
baby.
so much as like she's got a lot of shit coming at her, and whenever you have a lot of shit coming at you, your mind goes in a million different fucking directions. So my mind is going to be on the side of giving Stardust sympathy, and there's not going to be any further implication of Stardust or anything that she happens to be fucking going through at this moment if somebody's creating a fucking situation for her.
She's a human being.
Okay, wait.
Be a little bit louder, CTV. We didn't hear you the first time.
Okay, wait.
Stardust
If I
alone.
wait, hold on. Wait.
He said, leave Stardust alone.
And make my voice.
There we go. All right, you two, or you're getting muted too.
Get it out, CTV.
It wasn't that
Oh, good.
elaborate.
So then we'll put it all to bed. Dylan, bring Stardust back on. Tell her she's welcome here.
Keffals is always delusional.
I literally, in the thing, can I just say quickly?
You're not going to bring her back on.
Okay, so if I might say, this is how a panel normally works. You got a list of guests that you would really like to get. You got your perfect panel. 8 people. This would be the best outcome. They're the biggest names. They're the most exciting debaters. This is who you want. You know realistically that not all of those 8 people are going to say yes. So you expand your pool. And you've got 16 people or 20 people or something like that. And you put out invitations for the biggest ones first. As you get to a place where you say, hey, hey, some of the biggest ones haven't answered, you start to expand and you ask the people that are less ideal. And while this is going on, you're checking with people to see, this is who's on the panel right now. Are you okay with these people? If it's somebody big, if I'm Hassan and I'm coming on a panel for the first time ever, then you're checking with me first, all right? And if you say, you know, I'm bringing on whoever, somebody that Hassan has had like drama with, then Hassan is going to say, hey, you can bring them on, but you're not bringing me on. So effectively what happens is that person gets bumped because you really want Hassan. And on down the line, now Keffals is that Hassan status in this panel because she's really never done a panel before, and because she's kind of a rising star, she would be considered the headliner. And as the headliner, she should sort of have the ability to be assured that she should be able to give them a list or something. That's usually how it's done, is like, you know, you'd give a list of like, here's the people that I just don't want to bring on, and then they check with you before, and if there's somebody you don't want to go on with, like on there, then you can tell them, and you know, you can make adjustments. And it's a very fluid thing. It's not an easy thing.
And she's not welcome here because you think she's friends with neo-Nazis.
You didn't let me finish.
Volition.
Whatever.
There's a basic thing happening here. Stardust is just concerned about guilt by association. There's been a trend where where people are being guilted by association.
Okay.
So she was just making sure that didn't happen to anybody here. That's it.
To be clear, no, wait.
Go ahead, Dylan.
BPF threw something at me. I have to respond to that. She can come back. I don't know the situation. Keffals could have reached out to me in private and like tried to resolve this, and I also don't know
Dylan's making it drama.
enough about this.
Right there. There it is. Did he engineer it from the beginning? Who fucking knows? But he's definitely the one that's making it drama. Because it's okay. It should be okay if somebody last minute finds that there's somebody on the panel and they don't want to be on there with them. They should be able to not be on there. That is part of the deal. This is how panels run. Like, this is not an aberration. Like, Dylan freaking out about this is an aberration. And to me, it says the dude just wants drama. The dude's got declining ratings and he needs to shore those up. And he's trying to create interest in his decaying corpse of a show.
I don't know if that's a situation for people to ask me to make decisions while a show is live that I know
sounds like
nothing
cancel
about.
culture.
Anybody could expect that.
Sounds like cancel culture.
Okay, good for you. Okay, and on top of that, right?
Cancel culture. Cancel culture.
And ask, like, yo,
oh
what is
my
this
god, he unironically said it. Mr. Girl thinks he can make it a thing, and BPF is going along. Trancel culture, Chad. Is this some trancel culture? Are we in Transylvania? Are we gonna get? Are we in danger of getting tranceled?
That you invited to?
Well, I mean, why capitulate to the mob?
Oh, Jesus.
I don't care about like. Okay, I get it. Like the left sucks. You win. Okay.
Oh wait, hold on.
Okay.
He just gave up the game. There we go.
Dry bone, folks. It's nothing to do here but speculate on the intentions of the person who's not even on this panel. Nobody capitulated. Stardust made the decision to leave. Formed, you may think that was ultimately her choice to do so. I don't think she had to, you know. But if this is it, I mean, if we're just talking about someone else who's not here saying they don't like someone because someone did, like, come on.
Well, she's still watching right now. If Keffals want to come on and like explain herself to everybody, that would
by the way,
come explain yourself.
There's no way.
She knows better. She knows that you're trying to use her, and she's not going to fall for it.
Vaush.
Are you gonna bring on Keffals so that we can get to the heart of this, or are you guys just gonna sit around and make gay jokes?
I think
that's only up to what she's interested in doing. So, leaving that aside, okay, the dick discussion settled. Keffals can't come on unless she wants to. I think she said she doesn't want to. That's unlikely to be resolved. Is there anything else burning a hole in the back of your mind that you'd like to
Every single fucking person is on this panel right now has seen a increase in viewership as a result of drama, and they know that those are the videos that get the most fucking updates. They're the ones that get the most engagement, like on all the different platforms. They generate conversations on fucking Twitter. They get people to go to your YouTube and your Twitch the next time, even if they're hate watching.
This is sad shit.
Gotten a bumping
this is sad.
Some kind of drama posting here.
And they don't even see. They can't even see themselves from the outside anymore.
The viewers will always go.
They don't know what this looks like.
I could just do
this is ugly.
Reacts for the rest of my
this
channel.
Is bad. This is failure.
For me, like, I don't really think there is such a thing.
This is what a failure state looks like.
You know, the only information you're going to get presented without an entertaining format is when you're reading academic studies, which obviously, if you're regurgitating info to an audience, you have to add something to that, and that will almost always be entertaining in some fashion. It's just about how do I sell these important issues to an audience, or my positions, my beliefs. beliefs, packaged in a framework that people want to listen to. And I think you see this all over the spectrum. You see like John Oliver does this, where he'll do these nightly sketches where he talks about a real political issue, but he has to make that fucking bird toucan nose joke over and over. You know, they can't shut the fuck up with these bad jokes, but he has to do it because the network just won't let him talk to the camera for 20 minutes about, you know, the housing crisis or whatever. So I don't know. I don't know if there's an escape from that like vortex. It's just like positioning yourself in the most efficient position on that spectrum.
Well, I do think that there's definitely a way for content creators in the space if they're just very clear, at least for me, right? If the more clear you are about the kind of content that you want to create, and this kind of touches back to what we were talking about on the panel, but if you're more clear about the kind of content you want to create, then I will try to
I only want to create daddy content.
make sure that like my framework of my mind and how I react to things is more centered around what it is that you're trying to create. Example, right? If you're trying to make a blood sports show, right? There's a few different ways to react. You can either react with like a reasonable take where like, hey, this is an idea that pretty much everybody should be able to get on board with infotainment wise, right? And maybe throw in a joke at the end. Or if you're going for blood sports, you might cut in an insult at somebody, see how they react to it, and then play off of that. So I think that, like, frankly, one of the things that would benefit most Twitch content creators is really getting to know the other content creators.
Getting to
and this was where, like, you have
know
to balance the relationships that you have with your own personal
Chad,
community of people that are following. And
do you want me to get to know Confederate thinking veteran?
And being there every day for you and being a part of your chat and the other content creators, right? And I think that the focus on that, right, should be like 55-45 in favor of the other content creators, because it's the other content creators that are going to be the ones that are going to help drive the interactions and conversations that ultimately end up to building the other part, right? The 45%. So striking that balance, having good relationships with the other content creators is how you're going to be able to do that. And being more clear, if you're trying to be the host of a particular podcast or a roundtable,
do they
or a
know
show,
how this
being
looks?
very clear about what it is that you would like to
Do you
have
see how
done
the,
with that,
like, this
so
is
that the people that are participating know what kind of game that they should be bringing to it.
He's
That's what I
literally
think.
saying, like, you gotta do like fucking go hard on people,
Why don't you
but then
restream anymore
secretly
on Twitch,
be
Vaush? What
working
do you
with
think of the
them
space?
to
What's-
manage the
do you just
drama
wanna say
and
yes
don't
or no?
really
What's
hurt
the story?
anybody
Sure, it's part of it.
and don't ever hold
I don't
anybody
think-
accountable
obviously
for
this is, like,
anything.
talked to death. I don't like Twitch moderation. I don't like the way they handle moderation. Now, mind you, I don't like how YouTube handles moderation.
this
either,
is
but they're
almost
much
like a
lighter
bunch
a
of,
touch,
like,
which means that there's a bigger like
True.
right
Mafiosas
threshold to
around a
operate within.
table,
When this
like,
when I got
meeting.
banned for like the C slur, I mean that does shake confidence. in
Dividing up the
platform, right?
city
You know, the idea that like
into
a, you
who
know,
makes
like a-
money off of
an
what
online platform could you know,
racket, and this
roll you
is
off
just
so
this is
quickly over
kind of
something like
gross,
that.
right?
Also, I do
This is
think that
mask
YouTube live
off.
streaming is kind of the future for the
As far
politics
as what
space.
this shit really is.
I think there's a lot more room to grow over there. Like Hassan, somebody earlier said Hassan isn't like a politics YouTuber. He's just a politics Twitch user. He's just a person on Twitch who does politics. And I think I agree with that. He's obviously different to most everyone here in some substantive way. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's just more of like a celebrity adjacent, like lefty React bro.
So, Vaush, I mean, essentially what you're saying is that it's too easy to get banned on Twitch. YouTube is a little bit more open with their TOS. And that's kind of the reason why you don't want to restream to Twitch, because you know that there's a target on your back and it's just too easy to get banned, right?
You know, I don't have a problem with complaining.
what
about
would be the
overly strict
problem if he
TOSs
got
on principle.
banned? Then
the issue mostly
how's it
is that
different
when
than
the
not
TOS
streaming on
subject comes up,
Twitch?
It's usually people who have no understanding of how an online platform functions, arguing there should be no TOS, which is ridiculous and will never happen.
He's way more
Or they
charismatic
argue,
and
like,
consistent.
well, I think the TOS is a problem because, and they point to all these like banned neo-Nazis or whatever.
Right, I agree. So, I mean, the thing is like, I understand what you're saying with your position of TOS. Everybody's beholden to advertisers. Twitch is a smaller platform. They can't really afford any of their larger advertisers to pull out. And if Twitch feels threatened in any way by that, of course they're going to get rid of streamers. I mean, this makes sense, right?
If you're suggesting hypocrisy on my part, I agree.
No, not at all. I'm agreeing.
These platforms, well, yeah, these platforms are going to have moderation policies that best meet what they feel their business needs are. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean they always do the best job of self-assessing, you know. For example, Twitter TOS, I feel like, has not so much to do with their advertising and moderation policy. YouTube maybe more so, because you had that whole YouTube Kids debacle. With Twitch, I don't know. I don't actually know much about the specific moderation guidelines for Twitch. I do know that a lot of ads run on Twitch are cultivated for the Twitch platform, which suggests to me, yeah, Twitch probably has a much like tighter like collar on them for that kind. Yeah, so it would make sense they do that.
But the reason I bring it up is because you and I both know too that women mostly are in control of the marketplace, especially when it comes to things like ads and things like this.
Oh, that guy, right?
Oh yeah, they have the most.
The guy in the middle.
Period. It's not even close.
No doubt.
Or the guy middle left.
Okay, go ahead.
Anyway, because they have such high buying market power, a lot of ads are often targeted towards them. So
Now I'm
often
confused.
wonder
Here,
if
let me
this
make it
TOS
bigger. Maybe it's
that
less
is being
confusing if
targeted,
it's
like if
bigger.
you look at this panel, Stardust was on it, but it's mostly men who are here, right? Don't you think that some of the targeted, more pointed TOS is really
Middle.
kind of to
That's
spare the
that's
feelings of
Rhizome.
women? And those are the ones who are the most likely to kind of go after the advertisers, because those are probably the ones the advertisers are most likely to go after.
I don't know about. I just want to
Vosh,
say.
if you don't mind, just for
Oh,
a
no,
moment.
Too much control.
I've
I
talked,
agree.
yeah, go.
Based.
Yeah. So BPF, right? I don't know. That seems more like a, like
I
a
don't take you seriously. You're wearing pajama pants. Like, why would I take anything you say seriously right now, CTV?
I
you
don't.
wearing?
Out of his computer.
Pajama
Yeah,
boy.
shirts.
I literally don't even understand how that's supposed to be relevant to the
cargo
conversation.
pants.
Sharp.
Because you're a
Clearly-
pajama boy.
Yeah,
That's
clearly,
why.
and this is where we're going to be. Like, I want to point out to everybody, this is an exhibition of beta behavior from BPF, right?
You're
Like, why
not.
are you worried
You
about
have
what
no
kind of pants I'm wearing,
standing.
right?
Listen,
One.
CTV, you have no standing to call BPF a beta when you yourself are a pajama boy. It's a pajama boy. He's
Only
What I
if
said
you were
specifically
actually
was
thinking
that I
about
can't
being
take
up
men
underneath his
seriously.
desk.
Wait,
and
what's
taking care
beta?
of
He's a
business.
pajama
Hold on. There's
boy.
nothing. Wait. There's nothing beta about thinking about another man's junk. Okay, hold it. Don't cross the stream,
It's not
CTV.
taking somebody seriously because of what they're wearing. A beta behavior in your mind, then CTV. So
We
you would
settled-
take you would
It's
take
Bill
you
and
seriously wearing
Durns.
shades inside with pajama
Bill
pants on
and
right
Bill
now.
and
I'm supposed to take any of your
Durns,
takes
Bill and
seriously.
Bill and Durns.
Like, check this out. I know that you want to distract from the point because that's what you're truly scared of.
I don't know what
okay?
that
bring up your
was.
point.
That was
And
some
see, there we go,
bluegrass.
right? See,
Is that
now you're ready
bluegrass?
to
I don't
face
know if
the
that's
day,
bluegrass.
right?
That might
So
not be
anyway,
bluegrass.
It really wasn't before pajama
I don't
pants.
really know
Is
what
your
bluegrass
point,
is.
right? Was about women
Other
controlling
than
the
it has a
marketplace, and
tinkly
I
little
understand
banjo.
why it is that's so disparaging to you.
That's what
right?
bluegrass is.
You're-
Is a
It-
tinkly
it's
little
totally disparaging to you.
banjo.
I mean, one look in the mirror will tell you exactly how disparaging it is, right? I understand why you see that as a problem. I see
I don't
women
even understand
controlling the
what you're saying.
marketplace
You
and the
have
way
a point.
dollars being spent as a positive, right?
Okay,
so,
wait,
like,
wait,
you
wait,
have
wait,
an
wait,
entire
wait.
negative view of it,
Hold on.
and I don't know
Nobody
what
said
to
it
say.
was-
Wait, don't make me mute anyone. Okay, I don't know how long this is going to go, so I'll just interject with my response to this. I don't know
Okay,
about the stats of women having a disproportionate influence over advertising
Delicious
dollars and
coffee,
platforms
though.
generally, but I'd be very surprised if
The
that
coffee's
was on
good,
Twitch,
at
because I'm pretty
least,
sure
right?
Twitch, audience
Wait, you're
skews
not
pretty
drinking
male.
it. How would you know?
You know, a lot of computer gaming, whatever, what have
How would you know,
One way or another,
chat?
if women are responsible for anything pertaining to any of my bans for any social media platform, that's fine. I already hate women. Nothing has changed. All right, please go forth. Don't let me interrupt. apart
Go
from how much I
forth
already
and be
have.
fruitful with thine thoughts of
Seems like you two don't like each other very much.
drama.
Listen, I've heard a lot about women's rights over the last week. Can we talk about women's wrongs, please?
Narrative.
Do
Why
we not
can't you
already?
two just hug it out? Huh? What's going on here? What's the beef?
Yes,
The,
the
beef
coffee.
is, right, is that BPF doesn't know how to make that switch off to just have a respectful conversation. So now every single time that I see him, I'm an asshole because he decided that he can't switch that off and just be a real person. So, fuck you.
Wait,
BPF,
CTV
that's-
literally saying I'm a fake person. I'm one person on the show and the debate, and then I'm another person off the show. There it is. There it is. That's what we're dealing with, right? And what the fucked up thing is it's not just that. They also use this kind of like switching in between being in character and out of character as like a way to victimize other people and then just say, well, you didn't understand. I was in character, right? And it's like, what happened to Demon Mama, right? I'm pretty sure that she wasn't in on the kayfabe that was being done, right? I could be wrong, right? Maybe she was and she was playing along and she just did a really good job acting, right? But I didn't think she was. I thought she was like, you know, seriously surprised with the loop that Dylan threw her for in that last, I don't know if it was the last Hippy Dippy championship she was a part of, but
But all I got to say about it.
Can't it be a dicks thing, like a sexual?
Definitely
tension thing? You know,
Vadim.
I've seen stuff like this.
definitely
in like
Vadim
Japanese
got
animes.
used for
And usually the
to
solution
farm
is you
drama.
two have to go on like a trip together, and then you get like stuck somewhere. You know?
The problem is
Well, I
he
mean, but what if you're
the
watching
motherfucker that ended up
Tentacle
stuck
Rage?
and would be
Like, we don't-
crying about how he ended up stuck, and then I'd have to rescue his ass, right? And I'm tired of the whole
Well, that can
damsel
be
in distress routine. I'm
part
tired
of
of it,
it.
Vaush. You've seen the damsel in distress routine, Vaush, and I know you're probably fucking tired of it too, right? There's only so many bitches you can rescue, okay?
Stop ringing, dude.
You
Just calm
have
down.
no
I'll admit
bitches.
I'm tired of filling
You
that role,
have
sure,
no
but, you know, that doesn't mean
bitches.
other people can't have fun.
Yeah, well, I'm not in the mood for damsel in
No
distress fun, right?
maidens.
So,
What would
Damsel in
the,
distress in this situation? Sorry, I'm not. like,
BPF, he's totally damsel
Zero.
in distress, totally.
Dylan,
Yeah.
I've got to ask Dylan, what do you think the former Polish Undersecretary of State would think of this panel?
Oh, big man Poland.
Dylan, you should leave while you can. You're the actual one being tainted by association.
It's
Hey,
true.
CTV, I do want to ask you, are you a dog mom?
A dog mom?
Well, hold on. That was actually interesting. Yes, Dylan is probably the only person that can be negatively affected directly by associating with this space, right? Is there? Do we think that that's? Like,
Yeah, still he does. Interesting, that, isn't it?
Couldn't have happened
is
to a
it
nicer
bad that
guy.
He's the only. Like, should he be?
I am
tainted?
flattered that he entrusted.
I mean,
me
he
with
is
this role because of
he's
my
not just
reputation.
tainted, he's tarnished.
It is a difficulty, you know. Dylan obviously has ambitions for real life politics. Not just I mean, he's fulfilled them. He's been, the foreign policy advisor to a senatorial candidate. But
Congressional candidate.
Sorry, somebody was making.
Sorry,
yeah, President Sunday was like surprised that given.
Stated your importance.
So President Sunday was really surprised that given Dylan's like supposed like foreign policy acumen, there's like nothing on his channel that kind of represents that, right? Even the Ukraine stuff is just not. There's not analysis like you'd expect from somebody with that skill set. So yeah, you kind of wonder like about that resume and how. Oh no, now no comment chick is speculating on Dylan Burns' resume.
And also, what is a senator if not a member of Congress, huh?
I'm just saying, Chad.
It's
I'm
unfortunate
just
that,
asking
reputations
questions.
can be soured in that way. It doesn't happen as much with the right either. You get this I disavow stuff, but most conservative politicians or commentators are like basically 2 lines of separation away from an open neo-Nazi if you like look for 5 minutes. So I don't know, maybe the internal scrutiny really does work against us, those cancel culture mobs that Andrew speaks of.
So you really think I'm 2 lines away from being a neo-Nazi?
No, from like being associated with one, which you do Twitch politics. That's absolutely the case. It is for me too, by the way. Absolutely.
Oh my God! Self-awareness.
I'm talking like Republican politicians, these stodgy types you wouldn't expect to know everyone and what, but of course they do. I mean, a lot of politicians do. I guess, every politician who knew Clinton would have known Epstein through one connection as well. So it's
dodgy.
It's a wacky world out there.
It's a wacky world with lots of Forrest Cock.
Well, are you leaving and coming back because you're internet, or is it something else?
It's internet. It's my. I'm in a terrible hotel. And this
He's
computer
actually,
is not my usual rig. It's something mobile because I have to
Is
bring it
that
around.
why I was the moderator?
No.
Ah, that's smart. I respect that.
I think it was just so that Dylan can get in on the drama, to be real.
That's
He
fair.
couldn't hold back his takes this time.
Hard to air it as the moderator. Of course, I have plenty of opinions of what we talked about as well, but
It's been a weird night for me, okay?
Give us your opinion.
Can't stream.
You know
Can't
what?
stream. Internet shit. It's like 6 a.m., okay? New Twitter arc incoming, apparently, with Keffals. Took multiple
dude,
L's
I've been
first
there.
round, okay? It's been a great night for Dylan.
Did he get ratioed?
Through it, all right. Just.
Did he
like,
get
be very, very
Dylan? Did
careful
you get
about, like, what
ratioed?
insults you use,
Did you
to
get
talk about her behavior, because she'll
ratioed?
twist that shit all sorts of different ways. All right.
Dylan.
Like, I'm going to be honest with you, Dylan. Well, I want to say this to you, brother. You've got somebody in your community that has a lot of experience co-hosting your Sunday show and has hosted it on occasion. Has hosted his own shows, right?
Hey, can you wake up? Oh, sorry.
Monsieur Geek. Monsieur Le
I was
Geek.
listening.
So the point is that I do think that there's a part of the community that would love to hear Dylan's takes during these things. So if you have nothing else better for
Bring
the
on
Hippy Dippy
Monsieur
champion to
Geek.
do than to moderate, which I do rather well. That way people can hear your
what?
takes.
I thought you were talking about Mr. Geek.
But then we won't be
Wait,
able to
what?
hear your takes.
What? We were talking about CTV? No, I thought we were talking about Mr. Geek.
You know what? I feel like that's where that gives an opportunity for the conservative community, which is quite a bit smaller on Twitch, to give room for people to be able to upcome and grow to that point.
He wants to
So
take
it's,
over for
it's a
Dylan.
win-win for
Dude,
everybody.
Dylan would, too.
I know.
Dylan
I think
would.
If he keeps at the grindstone, I think one day, maybe in a few years, he can like reach the level CTV has reached on Twitch.
It's true.
And I'm rooting for him.
Everyone loves a good underdog story.
All I would need to
A
do
good
is take
underdog.
a massive pay cut,
Yeah.
and then go downsize from my massive property and move into a trailer with a ton of dogs and very limited bills where I have nothing but time. And no thanks. I'm cool with that. I'm cool. I'm cool staying away from that. I'm fine with the growth process.
More of a cat person?
What are you talking about?
No, he's
You said
more of a-
dogs. Was the dogs the issue, or what?
Nah,
Well,
no,
it's the 30 of
it's
them
all
inside the
outside
trailer. That's a little much, isn't it?
Dylan, it's the SLB syndrome. That's what it is.
Man.
What's SLB?
SLB? Oh, you haven't heard of this? It's scared little bitch syndrome, right? Like once you decide that you're going to stay in one spot and never move again, you're a scared little bitch. Just admit it, right? I am ready to travel throughout the whole fucking world, right? All I need is a road, right? And I'll pull me
All you need
and
is
my
a
motherfucking house
submarine.
wherever I decide to fucking go.
And
The
a
whole world.
star to
Why?
pilot
You're
her
gonna put your
by,
house over
right?
Europe CTV in the whole
We got
fucking world.
Captain
If they ever decide to
Hook CTV arc. Hell yeah.
the fucking road between Alaska and Russia, and I'll go across the fucking Bering Strait, and I'll make my entire way across fucking Asia,
That
and
microphone
then into Europe that way, asshole. Since you don't seem to be aware of topography of the fucking
Marine
planet.
Lead the way,
Anyway.
CTV. Lead the way. All right.
Exactly.
Start that bridge.
This is
now,
just
all
like one
right?
of those
You see
Japanese
some
animes I
concrete?
was talking about.
Yeah, it's just like one of those
Japanese
Japanese animes. Yeah,
Vaush,
just
I
what
like
would
the
your
emphasis on
advice?
Japanese there.
What advice would you give us here on Twitch politics in regards to drama and moving forward?
Yeah, Daddy. What advice?
I'm the worst person in the world to ask that question. Christ. Look, I think
Be more toxic and more bad faith, right, Vaush? Just like my New Year's resolution: more bad faith, more toxic, more drama, right?
well, that's a part of it for sure. I mean, IRI, you don't get up into much of that toxic drama as far as I can see. You've got your nose to the grindstones, and I do respect the hell out of it. There's a lot of envy in this
You
space
got that
affects
nose to the
literally everyone. I mean, from one viewer
grindstone.
Andy's to Hassan, and I feel like it
Nose to
affects
the
people's decision
grindstone.
making
What the
when
fuck
it
is
comes to
that?
what content they go
What is
over
nose
and
to
how
the
they choose to cover
grindstone?
it, and it makes them inclined towards more toxicity with others.
Aw,
because
you
they
don't
feel
watch
like they're fighting
CTV
over,
or Hippy Dippy. I don't
zero-sum
blame
game
you.
Situation. You know, they're all playing for the same
This
same
is,
pot. And I don't think that's true. Actually, I think that
This
some
is
of the
my
most effective
punishment.
political actors on
This is
Twitch
my
and YouTube
punishment.
have been people who have another thing they do,
Ooh.
and they kind of passively integrate their political interest. You know, and I really respect people who do that, mostly because they have the ability to shut up, and I don't. So they have more restraint than I do, if nothing else. I don't know. It's really a person by person thing. But if you're ever dreading like hitting live because of all the drama that you know is going to pile up or whatever, I think that's definitely indicative of a need to like change course and maybe just drop some issues, because it should always be fun. Anyone who can do this for a living is very, very privileged, whether they're able to make minimum wage or what I make doing it. I mean, it is
Which is substantially more than minimum wage.
Yeah,
Let's just call it substantially
Who
more.
you envy yourself, Vaush?
Oh, Hassan, I want the biggest viewer. I want the most viewers. I want all of Hassan's viewers. I want to eat them and make them on my channel.
Oh my god!
See, this is what this is
Communist invading
This is what-
radicals
Listen,
Okay,
some
Chad.
people are talking, Vaush.
on my
They're saying, look,
YouTube?
I, as a conservative main boss here, right?
What?
In all Twitch politics, that's
What?
this guy. I've been
This
pointing
guy.
out your game, Vaush, and you know what? Kudos to you, because it doesn't seem like the people care, right? Because in order to win, to get to where you're obviously trying to go, the biggest point is to just keep selling this fucking socialism and communism to people, right? And I'm not even saying that you're being disingenuous at this point, right? I really feel like that you probably believe what you're saying, right? And that has a lot to do, and it's based off of your experience
I'm a
in
true
life.
cultist, CTV.
Right? I mean, like, this is everything. This is just, you know, par and lance for what you believe, but it's towing that line to get to that point. But, and I think that's where,
Oh
like,
my god,
me and you are
this
fundamentally different.
is
Is that
the
a lot of
most
stuff that I try to
toxic
tell people
thing I've
has everything to
watched
do with
in a
my
long
experience and what's going to
time.
actually help them in
I
their
hope it
daily
didn't
life,
rub off
instead of what
on my,
you
like,
think the possible outcome
soul.
is for government helping you out in your life.
Chat,
right?
do you think
And
cat
that comes
girls have
back
a
to the
soul?
difference in individual responsibility that we've had on a lot of our different, you know, arguments, right? So, like, I feel like that you're probably going to end up getting to where Hassan is at, because there are a lot of people that believe,
You're just
or
gonna
they
kiss
want
that
to
ass.
believe that
You're
there's
just gonna
someone else
kiss
that's
that
going to help
ass.
them lift
We're
themselves
just
out
gonna
of the
kiss. It
shit
doesn't
mire that
matter,
is their
Chad.
life.
It doesn't
But
matter.
the fact of the matter
Look,
is,
you may be selling that socialism, communism shit, but I still gotta respect your Sigma grind set. Like, my dude, let me tell you, you're really inspiring to a feller like myself. You know, I reckon you will be as big as Hassan one of these days. I reckon you keep your nose to that grindstone, anything could happen in the great old U.S. of A.
Just that-
Yeah.
and we both know this from experience.
Yeehaw.
There is no person that's going to lift you out of the shit mire that is life. You have to do it yourself.
Yeah, I just want to say,
Wait.
I'm a big
Who? Dylan Burns lifted you out of the shit pile of life. What are you talking about? You wouldn't fucking be here if you weren't exceptionally convenient for Dylan Burns to have around. You are a clear case of right place at the right time, and now you are the worthless entourage. You should be, you know, count your blessings, CTV. Count your blessings.
proponent of individual responsibility, but everything has its place, you know. Individual responsibility will help a merchant make their way to Rome, but nothing will get them there faster than a road being built. I think it's important to understand that individual responsibility is always contextualized against the environmental benefits.
Oh,
that person
Hassan is just
enjoys.
more
An
charismatic
irresponsible
and
person here in the
consistent.
United States
True.
has more
True.
opportunities
Hassan is
available to
very
them than a responsible
consistent.
person in Bangladesh.
Yeah, his
And so for that
consistency
reason,
is,
I want
like,
to ensure that everyone, ideally
hard
the most
to
responsible,
overstate.
but everyone, has opportunities that
Meow,
are improved
meow,
by
meow.
the availability of things like free healthcare or a good education. I think those give us all more power to act on our personal responsibility. It's not the government's job to uplift us and deny us the ability to act for ourselves. It's the government's job to build a great big springboard so that the strongest of us can leap the farthest. In my
Guys, I think
opinion.
I'm gonna head out. By
You
the
know,
way,
that's
just really
all right,
quick.
Rizom.
Just gonna head
Appreciate
out.
On that
you.
Nice
comment,
hanging out.
on that
Appreciate
comment.
it. Nice meeting you, Vaush.
Yeah, like, nice
Have a good
meeting you,
evening.
Vaush. That was really
Yeah, for
cool.
sure.
No,
Catch you guys soon.
dude.
See you, Rizom.
Dude, I love this. I love this. This guy just cool story broed Vaush. He just that was so cool story bro. That was an updated version of cool story bro.
Also, just before you go, Rico,
Oh.
I don't don't blame you for that shit. Just so you know.
Oh, we're good. We can go. Yeah, that's
The
and we can go
strongest
back and
of us.
forth
I
about
know,
whatever we
right? He
want at
finds a
any point.
way.
Yeah. I'm just letting you know. I don't.
Look, no matter what, Vaush will find a way to make leftism right wing.
I don't blame you for that.
It's all blood sports. We're all good. Yeah.
Yeah, and sure. I don't even give a shit. Like I wouldn't have even thought about it again ever, except that it was brought up here. Just so
I'm
you
glad
know.
that you're getting.
So,
you haven't
anyway,
burned your
have a good
bridge
night.
with big
I'm also gonna get the
pop-up
hell out of here.
fascist.
Thanks.
You wouldn't want to.
I guess
Wouldn't want
everyone
to. You know,
around
ruin
that
that
time.
relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's.
This has been good.
Everyone's leaving.
It's been a pleasure to moderate. Though, of course, CTV did leave having about to say something. I'd feel bad if I closed everything.
He's gonna come back and say it anyways. You won't even realize.
Come
He's
back to
probably
see
gonna
it.
leave the mic on, and
panel's
like you're
gone,
gonna
his
hear
house
the
is foreclosed,
toilet
everything's
flush.
He's got his headphones. He's heard us.
Oh, that's right. Hello, CTV.
Oh yeah, I'm always listening, just so you know. But anyway, so Rise on, catch you
He
later, bro.
always
And
listens.
BPF, hope to see you around, fucker.
I mean, that was.
Scared about
You're
what-
leaving,
what
right?
that word was
You're
the word.
leaving, right?
That F was held for a second.
If you're leaving, then fucking leave.
Oh, he said he was going to close the panel down. CTV. I thought you listened to everything through your big stupid headphones.
It is
You
around
said
that
you
time.
were leaving. You said you were leaving.
Big
right?
stupid
we were actually having an
headphones,
intellectually driven
hey.
conversation, which I know that you're not even capable of having.
I
right?
like
So
big
know these
stupid
things.
headphones.
Therefore,
Ooh.
you said you were leaving. Get the fuck on out.
Get
I'm
the
happy
fuck
to see you
on
leave.
out.
That's
My
it.
name is
I
CTV.
think it's really funny how
CTV.
oh, like the left. I love how the left just eats itself alive. The left is just eating itself alive.
Yum.
I just eat it
We're
up.
delicious.
And, like here we have like the two right wingers on the panel, fucking
CTV
going
is
at
not
each
a
other
right
harder. Oh well, I mean,
He doesn't
Okay,
count.
wait, hold on.
Oh my god, you're
Right winger.
polluted. You're
If
tainted.
I
You're
may.
tainted. Tarnished.
Tell me, BPF.
Wait, hold on. If I may,
Tarnished.
do you know what's happening right now? Do you understand what's
Tarnish.
happening right now? This is literally just no, you
Tarnish.
hang up. Except it's between 6 guys. You know, we were making gay jokes.
Yeah,
earlier. This
I
is
mean,
the
this
gayest
is
thing.
gay joke.
Yeah,
This is
okay.
your.
Very feminine behavior here. Listen, I've had a
What
tremendous
what
time
does
moderating.
being
this.
feminine have to
Enjoy
do with
talking all of you.
gay? Vaush, you of all people. Hey,
I like doing it. I have to.
I hate to call you out, but Vaush, you of all people should know that being, gayness does not have to involve femininity, for fuck's sake. Jesus
bite
Christ.
my tongue a lot during the convos, but I do like
What
doing it.
is that fucking brainworm?
I appreciate you all coming on.
What is that
you know what? 'Cause we didn't-
brainworm? You got a brainworm.
Just so you know.
Oh yeah, I didn't know if you dropped that because he started arguing with.
No,
with
no, no.
Andrew.
BPF started talking like I decided to go piss, because I'm drinking.
Okay, I just didn't know if it had been. No,
Gonna
but-
piss.
Yeah. Well, no, it's.
Let's do this.
Fucking say it, please. So we can move.
What is going on?
Vosh,
it's
I'll tell
been
you-
dead for so long.
I
Just
need to
end that,
turn this
please,
off.
Vaush, help us.
Let's say it like this, Vosh.
Help us,
I
Daddy.
would like to talk to you
Help
sometime. I
us.
think that it's been over a year now. I think we're about due to have at least a conversation about some of these things. How about we schedule that?
That
'cause I
is
think
a
that it
good
would be a little
way
bit
to
better
get
than
Vaush
trying
to
rush
not
something here
answer
now.
your
Oh
DMs.
shit! Yeah, send me an email. I'm
Oh,
bad at
come
getting back
on,
to everyone,
really?
but everyone who emails me gets looked at. That's the only way I can remember to keep track of anything.
You're
Okay,
not gonna go
So
on with CTV.
VaushVideo@gmail.com. It's not hidden or nothing, but yeah, please do.
Okay, 10-4.
All right, and
10-4,
yeah,
good buddy.
yeah, please. So everyone, shout yourself out. I guess I'll